America's Got Talent and the winner of Apprentice, the Celebrity Apprentice?
I don't really, I was going to say to Gary, don't bring Piers Morgan in because I don't know who he is, but I have seen America's Got Talent. He's the British guy. He's like the Simon Cowell of that show.
Right.
And there was an article in the paper yesterday that convinced me I should have Piers Morgan on because they say that show is better than American Idol and that it really is the true competition and talent contest that America's been waiting for.
Really?
They gave it a great review. People love it.
America's been waiting for a true talent contest?
According to the New York Post.
I didn't realize.
Piers Morgan. I don't really know Piers' work, but he is like a Simon Cowell. And people
but on
him.
Apprentice, he was a real dick, apparently.
Yeah,
People couldn't stand him.
But he won.
Yeah.
Donald Trump could stand him.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he's a British guy like Simon Cowell, and he gives his opinions.
Oh.
Yeah, where else do you get a name like Piers?
You know what? This
England
country doesn't have a good track record with Brits who give opinions.
Okay, I'm Piers Morgan, a judge on America's Got Talent, in question marks. Why am I here? Because it's a lifetime's ambition. I've spent the last 43 miserable years of my life waiting to go on the Howard Stern show. And I finally got the call. And I've met the Queen of England 4 times. I've met presidents. I've met Nelson Mandela. I've hung out with Tony Blair. This is it. This is the big one. I'm not nervous through fear. I'm just nervous through adrenaline, excitement. Biggest moment of my life.
Hey, Piers. How you doing, man?
Howard, how are you?
Good to meet you.
Good to see you.
Pleasure.
Hey, Piers.
How are you?
I heard you're
He's
opinionated.
in better shape than I thought.
Yeah, we heard you have a lot of opinions.
A lot of opinions.
Good to see
I
you.
thought he was kind of a blubbery guy, but he's in good shape.
I wasn't going to do this show, Howard, but people told me you're quite popular. I hadn't really heard of you, obviously.
I did.
Is it Howie Mandel, right?
Howie
Is it? No,
Mandel,
I wasn't
that's
sure,
it.
but
Well, Simon Cowell must have mentioned to you. He's done the show a couple
he told
of
me, he
times.
warned me. He said, don't do it in a million years, for God's sake. He'll rinse you to hell. But I said, you know
Really?
what?
I like Simon Cowell. I actually got
Does
along.
Simon not like doing this show?
He loves doing this show. My God, when I told him I was doing it, he was furious.
The great thing about Simon Cowell was I had in all 3 judges once on the show, and I did the bit that they were deathly afraid of. I brought in a singer to audition for them, and I said, just evaluate this guy as a kid for my audience. And they were like, oh, he's horrible. He's awful. He can never have a career in the business. What they didn't know was this was a guy who had just sold how many records?
Oh, God.
10 million?
Something like that. Yeah,
He had
a huge hit.
He had a huge hit going, and they were like, oh, and Simon was like, we oh.
That's him. That's him. Well, the best story, you'll like this. The guy who won America's Got Talent last year, which I know you don't watch, but it was this big ventriloquist guy called Terry Fator. So Simon says, oh, ventriloquist's not going to make me any money. God, forget it. Leaves him, right, to go off and fend for himself.
Right.
2 weeks ago, he signed a $100 million deal at the Mirage in Vegas.
Is that right?
Biggest Vegas deal in 5 years. Yeah.
Simon would not sign
Simon
him.
doesn't get $1. It's one of the funniest stories of the year.
$100 million.
$100 million.
Shows how much he knows.
Why was the guy so good, the ventriloquist? Like, I love ventriloquism.
Well, the twist he had was he does singing impressions himself, and then he does ventriloquism through the puppets. And 2 years ago, he brought them together and does singing impressions through the puppets.
Right.
So the puppets, like turtles, sing Dean Martin, but he's brilliant. And it's an amazing act, but Simon just never got this. To him, he wasn't a singer, he wasn't 19, it was never going to happen.
He's a puppeteer.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah. And Simon could have signed him and actually participated in the $100 million deal.
He could have had a big cut of that money.
He would have been the manager, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow, no kidding.
If he'd been a singer, Simon would be laughing all the way to the bank. But because
how do you get a cool job like yours? I think your job is really terrific, that you could sit there every week.
What were you doing before?
Yeah.
I was a tabloid newspaper editor for 11 years in England.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're a legitimate guy. You've been in the business, sort of. And,
Yeah, I used to write crap about Simon, and he sort of admired my work, and eventually I got fired. I mean, you talk about the guy who's been fired from the baseball team.
So you would write bad things about Simon.
Of course.
And so Simon sort of took you, co-opted you in a way, and brought you into his organization to shut you up.
Yeah, his exact words were, I need somebody even more obnoxious than me to come and judge this show, America's Got Talent, and I can't think of anybody more vile than you. So do you want to start Monday? I said, where is he? He said, Hollywood. I said, get me out there.
What are the kinds of things you would write about Simon Cowell? I mean, you found him to be grating and obnoxious?
Yes.
Yes. And you would write that. And now that he is your boss, in a sense...
Now I've had a dramatic sea change of opinion. I think he's a handsome and powerful man.
So everyone can be bought off.
The worst thing about him is that we went to, you'll know this place, Stringfellows in London, right? It's like the Scores of London.
Right.
It's about a year ago. This sums up my relationship with Simon. So we go in, and all these girls gravitate to Simon, these lap dancers, like a sort of, like the ultimate babe magnet.
Well,
and
he's
I'm
a rich
sitting
guy.
Right, so I'm sitting there on my own. He's there, worth 150 million, blondes everywhere with pneumatic breasts. And I end up with one lap dancer comes to me who's Polish and wants to read me weird Eastern European poetry. And it just about summed it up. I look at Cowell, he's got 17 blondes crawling all over him. I get the Polish lap dancer who wants to read poetry.
But now with the success of the show, you know, you certainly must be getting somewhat. You divorced your wife recently, right?
I did.
Right. You got successful.
Is that part of the success model?
I think it was successful for her, she'd say, yeah.
Yeah. Did you have to give up half of your money?
More.
Really?
More than half. Did that
How
just
much did
break
you
your
have?
heart?
Never get divorced in England, Howard.
What are you worth that you had to give up half?
More than half less than I used to be.
You're a millionaire, right?
Pardon?
Are you a millionaire?
Dollars or pounds?
Pounds.
Yes. I was both. I was only playing with it.
You know, the thing is, though, as the editor of a newspaper, you don't get paid a lot of money. So I imagine with this TV show, you must be getting paid something.
Yeah, I used to get paid. You get paid pretty well as an editor, but it's nowhere near as much fun. I mean, God, the idea that I now roll around America just abusing people and get paid for it's fantastic.
It is fantastic. So and to be on the game show, you don't really have to sit there and find the talent or do all the work. You just sit there and judge, and then your day is over, right?
Yeah, the only thing is you do need eventually, through all the train wrecks, to find something that is apparent talent. And I must say, the premiere last night was pretty good. I mean, we found 3 acts that I would say, you know, people talk about the success of it and why it's different to Idol. You don't get a show where you have the range of madness and then talent that we had last night.
Someone said in the paper yesterday, the reason your show is better than American Idol is because you, first of all, don't have an age limit. That was the key.
Yes.
That anyone could enter.
Any age, any talent.
And they said any talent.
Right. That's
we
the beauty part. That it's not just singers.
We had a guy.
A ventriloquist could not win American Idol at a certain age.
He's not even getting
We had a guy, I think it was Chicago, came out. He's a 7'2" giant called George. So we said, okay, what's your talent, George? And he says, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to drink milk through a large straw through my nose and wrap it around my body. Okay, and there's a twist, he said. He's enormous, this bloke. And the twist was a load of explosives he'd secretly strapped around his stomach began firing off as he drank this milk through his nose.
Right.
And at the end of it, there was just this sort of stunned silence.
Right.
And I thought then, I'm a perfect judge for this because I'm probably the only person in the world who could claim to be an expert at giants drinking milk through the nose while blowing themselves up. But can you judge that? I mean, can anybody?
But what did you say about the guy? Did you say, well, I can't see this sustaining itself, or did you allow him in the competition?
I used the only phrase I could, which was I've genuinely never seen anything like that before in my life.
What does that mean? Does he get to go on and compete? Or
Well, I don't want to ruin the fun, but he was actually a very clever actor. He was the kind of guy you'd see at the back of a circus in one of those cages doing weird things.
And that's interesting, a geek show. So the fact of the matter is that guy could go on and win, couldn't he?
Yeah, you know why? Because he's entertaining.
And he could do something like that every week.
The thing I love about this show compared to the singing shows, you've got to be the best singer, right? The dance shows, you've got to be the best dancer. Our one, you've just got to be incredibly entertaining. It doesn't matter what you do. I don't care, but if you're boring, you're going.
How did you go home?
Is there an audience vote component to it?
Oh, this is the best thing about it.
Okay.
The audience for this year, we went to these big theatres around America, and there was it was like a Roman amphitheatre.
Right.
And they were able to chant, off, off, off. I mean, it was brutal out there.
They say that's the other strong thing about the show, the chanting, and the audience is really amped up.
It was electrifying. And it's electrifying bad for the bad ones and great for the good ones. And you get this emotional roller coaster goes on in the auditions, which is unlike any other show. I mean, it's a weird thing to be involved in.
I will start watching it. Sharon Osbourne's on. I used to have Sharon on my show.
Sharon loves you.
I used to have Sharon on my show way before America even knew who she was.
Right.
She was very heavy at the time before she had her stomach stapled. And she used to come on and rip people a new a-hole constantly.
Oh, she was a good fighter.
She was a real good fighter. And I got to tell you something. You know, to see her sitting in that position, it's like, wow, we were right. She is good.
Yeah.
She's good on
can hold her
television.
own.
She is hilarious.
People used to say to me, why do you have her on? No one knows who she is. I said, she's good.
Yeah, she does a lot of stuff now. But what about David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, now you don't like him, right?
He's just a tool, isn't he? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Do you say that to him?
Of course. I wake up in the morning, go to the office and say, David, how are you, tool?
Why
and
is he a tool?
Don't call me a tool, you tabloid wanker.
Why
and
is
that's
he a
how
tool,
our day
though?
starts.
But why is he a tool?
No, he's all right. David's quite funny. I mean, he can be funny. Right, don't get me wrong.
Is he funny because he is not in on the joke?
Are we laughing at him?
We're laughing at him.
I think he pretends to get the joke. So he'll go, don't hassle the half, and he'll wear the T-shirts and all this sort of thing. But secretly, he's not laughing.
Does he spend most of his time talking about himself?
Yes.
He does?
Yes.
And so it's an enormous ego, and maybe it's not justified. I mean, it was Baywatch. The guy had a huge career, made a lot of money.
Yeah.
But he did all of these things that I guess people laugh at.
He does weird things. It's like on one of the shows, you
you've got to have continuity. You've got to wear the same clothes for a day.
Right.
Otherwise, in TV, it looks a bit weird. You turn up in one suit, you end the show in a different one. So one day, he wore the same gear all day, but at half-time, he disappeared for an hour and came back. He'd had a spray tan. So his face had gone a different orange. And it's like, Dave, do you forget it's his one show today? So when you watch it on telly, it'll be like, wow, David Hasselhoff just got a suntan halfway through the show. And there's no explanation. He went, God, I didn't think of that, man. But he's funny. I mean, I tell people, they say, come on, is he really funny? I said, look, it was a day when he came in, and I said to him, I've had a ticket to the Playboy Mansion Midsummer Night's Dream party. I said, it's fantastic. And he went, my God, man, it's the greatest show ever. He said, chicks are going to love you, man. And I said, well, yeah, but unfortunately, I'm my girlfriend's here, and I've got to take my girlfriend. And he went, what? Anyway, with that, another act came on, and I could see him pondering the enormity of this crime that I was committing. Right. And eventually, at the end of the act, he said, God, man, do you not know the golden rule of the Playboy Mansion? Yeah. You never take sand to the beach.
Right. There you go.
And that was funny, right? And I was like laughing, saying, that's a genuinely funny line.
Well, you know what? I happen to agree with him.
Yeah, he's right.
What the hell are you doing bringing your girlfriend to the Playboy?
Well, there was a moment about 2 o'clock in the morning in the grotto, and I totally agree with him. But anyway.
I remember when I first heard that line 80 years ago.
Is it that old?
Yeah, it's very old. So what is it like when now you're having success on American television, you're getting well known, you're no longer just a newspaper editor, you go home and you announce to your wife, look, honey, you're out the door.
It was more a case of that happened 9 years ago. So.
Oh, did it really?
Oh, yeah.
So this is before you were well known.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was well known in Britain, but as a nasty tabloid editor, so I've always been pretty well reviled around the world. It's no problem.
And do you have the hot girlfriend now? I mean,
very hot girlfriend.
Where did you meet this broad?
She's a journalist.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're going to dance with the devil, really, it's just easier.
Newspaper or television?
Newspapers.
The TV ones. I mean, like you look at these chicks on Fox News. One has better legs and body than the next.
Well, I've told her she's my pre-fame girlfriend.
Right.
Apparently, you have to get one of these in Hollywood now. My agent said that you need a pre-fame girlfriend and a really hot one when you really make it. So I said she's got about 6 months, but if it all goes wrong, I'll probably go back crawling to her.
So your new job, really what you're saying to me is it's not as simple as it looks. In other words, yes, you give your opinion, but you really do at the end of the day have to have an educated sort of opinion, and you've got to come up with the goods. You've got to really understand what talent is.
Well, I think you just have to understand. I mean, Simon Cowell is a populist genius.
Right.
He can watch any kind of... I do Britain's Got Talent with him. We're both judges. And his instinct for watching an act after 10 seconds and saying, is this going to work for the public is incredible.
Right.
When I judge it, I tend to do two things. One, you don't want to put just through all the acts that have just got great talent and leave it there. You've got to have entertaining people as well for the semi-finals. But ultimately, you've got to have a final where someone can win and America goes, wow. That was real talent.
Right. We had a judge once. Remember when we did our film festival and we had a judge and we had to give our opinions and stuff like that?
Yes.
And I found it very difficult, actually. It really is, because you do feel the pressure. Like, what if I'm wrong? What if I really don't know?
I mean, I think American judges, from my experience of watching them and working with them, David and Sharon, David in particular, but he doesn't like getting booed by the audience. He doesn't like being critical. And I get that. Americans are basically nicer people than Brits. The reason we all get farmed out here on this evil Brit judge factory is because we are more comfortable with saying to people, that was terrible. You know, because we're just
It's a hard thing to do, to say to someone, you really have no talent.
Yeah, but I think it's a fairer thing to do. The worst thing to me is to say to someone who's terrible, hey, you were really good, you got potential. They
because
go away
then they waste their lives chasing
living a dream they can't have.
Yeah. You did The Apprentice.
I did.
That was fun?
It was a month on the streets of New York.
Why did everyone hate you?
bunch of D-list wackos. It was great.
Right. But why did everyone hate you? People were threatening to quit the show because they couldn't stand to be with you.
The only ones who wanted to quit the show because of me were the New Yorkers, and I thought they were a disgrace to their city.
Who is a New Yorker? Stephen
Baldwin. I mean, he spent half the time lecturing me about God, and then the other half he'd be saying, God, man, when I was a Hellraiser, I had 10 hookers in Vegas. I was like, well, make your mind that way.
Yeah, right.
Which side of the fence are you going to dance, Steve?
He wanted you to know he once had a life.
Yeah, and then Vinny Pastore morphed into Don Corleone, and every 2 minutes he'd go, you better watch your back next time you're in New York. And eventually I said, you are not Don Corleone, right?
That's
you're
a character.
Vinny Pastore, all right? You're a soprano by day, but by night you're just
So you're saying that Vinny Pastore now thinks he's a real soprano.
Yes.
And you're saying that Stephen Baldwin's religion is...
I think he had complex issues about which side of the fence he wanted to
dance. Do you think he's really religious, or is this a shtick to get him some attention?
I wouldn't question his integrity in the religion. Why don't we? you're right. I think it probably is. Yeah,
I mean, it's a load of
why are
horse
you going to
shit.
be nice now?
I think he wants to be. I think he wakes up on a Sunday morning. He turns on his telly and he sees these guys going blah 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 and making millions, and he thinks he wants a piece of the action. It's my honest view.
You have said that being on The Apprentice, that Ivanka, the daughter, Donald's daughter, is so beautiful that you almost couldn't concentrate on being on the show.
Couldn't. She was dazzling.
Stunning. What a catch, huh?
Oh my God! And single, someone told me, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that could be my next reality TV show.
Did you put the moves on her at all?
Tried everything, but she was batting me away firmly.
Would you consider dating her? Is she too young for you?
Ivanka, if she begged me, but she'd have to beg.
How old a girl are we talking about? Is she 20-something, right?
I think she's like mid-20s.
How old a guy are you, man?
I'm 43, but I look younger, right?
So would you date a girl in her mid-20s?
I have dated a girl in my mid-20s.
You have no problem with that?
Absolutely none at all.
Right. So how low will you go? Will you go to 18 years old?
22.
22 is your cutoff. And Ivanka fits the bill.
Absolutely.
What a catch that is,
She would be. I mean,
good looking, money, the
Donald
whole
at the
deal.
wedding.
Smart.
She's listening. Actually, the funniest moment in The Apprentice involved you. You probably don't even know this, but eventually I was going on at Baldwin. We had to get a charity auction going and get people helping and everything else. And I was getting Simon Cowell, the Duchess of York, Andrew Lloyd Webber, all these people. Bang, 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 bang. Nothing from Baldwin. So he went up one night to go and sell tickets to the auction. Didn't sell a ticket, having trawled the clubs for 3 weeks. I said, it's your town. Surely you can find one person you know will buy a ticket. Anyway, eventually he said, okay, I know what we're going to do. We're going to get some publicity on Howard Stern. He's an old friend. He'll take me on. Blah, blah. So we set up this thing downstairs with your guys, and we're waiting there with the cameras. And I know what's going to happen. And as the seconds tick by and the minutes go by, and Stephen's just praying you call him, right? He's just praying. Please, Howard.
Blew him off.
Save my career. And at the last minute, it was like, something's just come up. And he just sat there staring into space. And I was like, so you're only... Cool. The only contact you said you had in New York just blew up on you.
Oh, man.
I blew
You
him up. That's
waste of
great.
space.
I had no idea I did that.
You brought me so much pleasure, Howard.
Now you know a lot of people from being an editor at a newspaper and all this stuff. The story goes that you are the man responsible for introducing Paul McCartney to Heather Mills.
It's completely true.
Do you feel bad about
How did you know Heather Mills?
I was editor of the Daily Mirror, one of the big tabloids in England, and we had an event called the Pride of Britain Awards in 1999. And it was like a sort of saluting of ordinary people with big stars, presenting them heroic awards and so on. And Heather Mills came and made a speech, and Paul McCartney hadn't appeared in public since Linda died about a year before. And he turned up halfway through the lunch, sits next to me, and it's like an amazing moment. Everyone goes crazy. Heather Mills gets up and makes this inspiring speech about landmines and so on. And you actually see it's a video clip where Paul McCartney nudges me with his elbow and he says, who's this? And to my utter undying shame as a Beatles fan, I tell him this girl's great and she's this and she's a vegetarian and she's got long blonde hair, and you do the maths. And afterwards they met and they got on really well.
Were you surprised that he was attracted to a girl with one leg? Seriously, I'm very shallow. That's a tough
Did she know?
Do you know, in all honesty, yes, I'm with you on that. I find it a bit weird. But
did he know at that time that she had one leg?
I don't know at the time. I don't know about that. I do know that he knew that he thought she was quite a nice person and not the greedy, grasping little gold-digging hoe that she turned out to be. So I would like to publicly apologise to Paul McCartney because
Have you seen him since?
Yeah, I keep apologising. He keeps reassuring me and sort of comforting me and saying, don't worry, man. I said, look, I saw his daughter last week and she just shook her head at me and said, why? Why us? Why did you choose our family?
Right. Stella McCartney hated
Stella's very cool
but
guy.
She hated her.
Yeah, and she said, Dad, what the hell are you doing with this woman? And of course, the more we found out about Heather, the worse it got. And the good news, though, from your point of view, is that she's decided she's so hated in Britain. She's the most hated woman in British history now after skinning him for $50 million.
Right.
She's coming to America where she says, quotes, they love me over there. So congratulations, New York, you're getting Heather Mills.
So you were duped in a sense. You were not a good judge of her.
Nice.
Do you know what? I was taken in like he was, and she was very, very good at that. She would make out she was this great charity fundraiser, and she was an honest woman. But in the end,
how soon did you realize it was a big mistake? How long did it take you?
I think it was when they got married. Even then, it seemed okay. But I was getting feedback from people who know Paul McCartney saying that she was getting very irritated that all the attention was going to Paul when they went out.
Right. That's what I.
And it was like, and eventually it was quite funny when the divorce papers came out. And you saw just how she was trying to get like 500 million or something. It was ridiculous.
Right.
So I wrote this piece in my newspaper column in England, just tearing into this gold digger. And at the end of it, it published, and she rang me, and she went screaming, "What have you done?" I was a screaming banshee, and she said, "God!" And then eventually she stopped in mid-thing because I said, well, "I'm not putting up with you talking to me like this." I said, "You're just a greedy gold digger, and that's the end of it." And she said, "What?" And eventually she calmed down. And she said, "I know what it is." in that Geordie voice. I know what it is. You're a Paul fan, aren't you? Aren't you? And I sort of paused and I said, well, Heather, you know what it's like? So on the one hand, we got a guy who wrote yesterday, Hey Jude and the Beatles. On the other hand, we have you, a gold-digging little bimbo trying to skim him for all the profits of Hey Jude. It's not a difficult one, is it, love?
Right.
What? Bang! Boom! And that was it.
That was the end of it.
End of a beautiful relationship.
So was the divorce her plan all along, do you think?
It would be very cynical to think, but let's just say she's got a bit of form for taking old men to the cleaners.
And how did you become so friendly with Paul McCartney?
I was just a big Beatles fan, and we used to do stuff with him on the Daily Mirror. And Daily Mirror is sort of working class Labour, left-wing paper in Britain, and it was very much his kind of roots from Liverpool.
So he liked the paper and he became friendly with you.
Yeah,
and you can ring him up anytime. He's that much.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, if I meet him, apart from apologising consistently, which I do, because he says to me, "Thanks, pal, he cost me $58 million." You know?
Yeah, you're a very expensive friend.
You should chip in a bit. What? Also, you mentioned that when you were a newspaper editor, you interviewed George Michael, the famous George Michael, and he confessed to you that he had sex with more than 500 men in the last 7 years. Is that right?
It wasn't an interview. I went to a dinner party. I went to a dinner party, and I've been told you can be quite indiscreet. Anyway, this is about 3-4 years ago, and we sit there. There's about 8 of us, and bear in mind that I was there, and so was the editor of The Sun, who's another outrageous tabloid in Britain. You'd think he'd just show a little bit of discretion. Anyway, a few bottles of wine later, suddenly he just unburdens himself, and it's like he'd slept with 500 guys in the previous 7 years.
What's his thing? He likes it in the behind, or he likes anal, or what is his thing?
I think his thing is Hampstead Heath on a Friday night at midnight. Anything goes, Howard. So if you're in London, if you want to go to Hampstead Heath, you know what you're going to get. George Michael, very, very hot under the collar, right? But it was like that. He was being blackmailed by a male French hooker. He then began to name all the famous celebrities, some of whom were heterosexual to the public, who'd slept with his boyfriend. So by now we're like, what?
Wow. He's telling this to you, who is a tabloid reporter.
Yeah, and afterwards, of course, I obviously put it all in my book, and he was like, how could you be so indiscreet? I was like, George, you invite 2 tabloid editors to your dinner party, you then tell us you slept with 500 guys. What do you think we're going to do? It's like putting a big lion into a cage and chucking it some raw meat, you know?
But people continually invite you to these dinner parties.
They do.
And yet you can be obnoxious at the dinner party. For example, you were invited to Madonna and Guy Ritchie's home, and you said to Guy Ritchie, hey, you used to be a bartender. Go get me a drink.
Well, he was a bartender. He was my
yes.
bartender. I live in a place called Wandsworth in South London. And the Guy Ritchie I knew used to be the deputy. He wasn't even the head barman. He was the deputy head barman of a place called Joe's Brasserie. And I used to go in there and click my fingers, and this Guy would run off and get me my beer. Next time I see him, unbelievably, he's standing next to Madonna. And I was like, what? So I go to a guy called Marco Pierre White. He's a famous chef, right? He's doing a show at the moment for NBC. And great guy. Saw him last night. Marco had a 40th birthday party in which he invited 40 guests. And 2 of them are Madonna and Guy Ritchie. So I've had a few drinks by now, and I'm thinking, well, this could be quite funny. So as Madonna, grim-faced, not drinking, doing a bit of Kabbalah and aerobics, the usual kind of crap, as she does all that stuff, she walks past, and there's already been, she's in a bad mood because there was an outrageous comedian called Bernard Manning. Remember Bernard Manning?
Not really.
I mean, the most offensive, racist, sexist pig you'd met in your life. And he'd done his half-hour turn, and I remember because Madonna had this cap on, like a racing cap. And after about 20 minutes, she obviously wasn't laughing. Guy Ritchie was laughing. She wasn't laughing at all. And he just looked down at her and he went, "You're right, love." He didn't know who the hell she was. And he went, "You know what you look like?" And there's a famous jockey in England called Lester Piggott, right? Famous jockey. And she went, "You look like fucking Lester Piggott's sister." Like this. And Madonna just sat there in this cloth cap, dying of death, and everyone was howling at her. So she was already in a bad mood. So as they got up to walk around, I just said, "Hey, Guy, for old time's sake, mate, get the beers in, can you?" And he was laughing. She was incandescent. I mean,
wow. You find her attractive?
Not at all, mate.
Not a good-looking woman.
I mean, never has been.
You don't like her.
And you know what? 50 years old. Put the clothes back on, love.
Is Guy Ritchie
He's all right. He's a cool guy.
A good guy.
I like him.
Do you think he's in the marriage because he's in love with Madonna, or is he a guy who wants to...
I think you'd have to be in love to stay in there that long. I mean, I like Guy Ritchie. He's a good bloke. I just find her it's just demeaning to be doing it at 50. Put the clothes back on. Let your kids do it. You know what I mean?
That's right. She's too old for that.
Yeah.
Did you put the guys that George Michael outed in your book?
Well, I couldn't put them all in because some of them it would have been a bit of a surprise to their wives.
Who'd you put in there?
Who did we put in there? I think I better be careful here. I mean,
Did you get sued over the book?
No, because I was
Are
careful
there
about
different laws here and there? Has your book been published here?
I just don't think it'd be wise for me to start rattling off the names of famous Hollywood men who are married.
Only the ones
book.
that are in your book.
I'm just trying to think who we put in there.
Maybe you better be careful.
I think I better be careful. Let's put it this way, Howard. I'm happy to name them.
That's great stuff. Well, Piers, you're doing well. Let's face it. Piers Morgan is on America's Got Talent Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock on NBC. You're clearly in the zone. I mean, it sounds like you're becoming America's favorite.
I don't like that. Say that again.
America's favorite.
Thank you, Howard.
Piers Morgan, I'm happy to meet you.
Can I say I've met everyone, right? Nelson Mandela, the Queen of England, Tony Blair, Arnold Schwarzenegger. When they told me Howard Stern wanted to be on his show, greatest moment of my career.
Oh, isn't that
Kid
great?
you not?
Thank you.
Read your book, watched the movie, listened to your shows back in England.
Thank you.
This is the career highlight.
And how and where are you living now?
I live in London and then LA most of the time doing the talent show. And
You
stuff.
got a big house? I mean, you must have a big spread, right?
Of course.
Unbelievable.
Getting bigger by the year, Hab. And when I get one as big as yours, I'll be dying a happy man.
And you've had sex with 2 women at the same time?
No.
Not yet.
No,
You're
but I'm
working
hoping if
toward
I
that.
hang out with you a bit, I might get a bit nearer that.
You're a judge. How are you in the sack?
Very, very, very good. I asked Lennox Lewis that question because Lennox was on the Celebrity Apprentice, and
Right.
I do interviews for GQ magazine, and I always say to everybody, "Are you good in bed?" Right? It's just a great question because whatever they say,
Lennox Lewis, the boxer.
and Lennox just went, "No." I looked forward. I went, "You don't argue with Lennox." He went, "No," and there was a long pause, and he went, "I'm great."
What makes a man great in bed?
Stamina, willpower, selflessness. Forget all that. You just got to be hung like a donkey, right?
Are you hung like a donkey?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
How many inches?
How many are you?
You want the honest truth?
Yeah.
Robin, what was I? I was just about
Just
6
under
inches.
6, right? Just
How many?
Under.
Just about 6 inches.
All right, I'm bigger than you. That's all that matters.
Really?
If I die, I want my epitaph to say, hung better than Howard Stern. That'll be fine for me.
Ever urinate on a woman?
No.
Never.
Never.
What's
And
the
I
weirdest thing you
I
ever
had that
did?
conversation earlier. Not happy about that. What is very uncomfortable. Drinking a cup of coffee at 8 in the morning. I don't want to hear that kind of filth, Howard.
What is the weirdest thing you ever did with a woman?
I don't really do weird things.
Was your buttocks ever eaten by a woman? Tongue right
We
up
always
the...
have the impression that the British are kinky.
We're not that kinky. I suspect Simon's kinkier than me.
Is it true that Lennox Lewis is a great chess player?
He's a fantastic chess player.
Are you a fantastic chess player?
I thought I was. We played chess every day on The Apprentice to while away the boring hours when Vinnie Pastore was dying of a heart attack and Stephen Baldwin was telling us about hookers in Vegas and then preaching to us. And we played chess every day. We played 39 games.
Chess is a big game in England.
And I love chess. I was my school chess champion, played it all my life.
What is your rating?
Well, I don't know what rating is here. We don't really do it that way we are. But I'm not bad at chess.
Right.
Lennox beat me 38 times out of 39.
Wow.
And what he did to make it worse...
You must have been shocked because he's a boxer. I mean,
Exactly. And he says his mum taught him and his mum's better than he is. But the great thing about Lennox is he couldn't stop showboating. So just before he made the crucial move to beat me, he'd stand up and then very slowly walk around the room like a kind of funeral march.
What a dick.
And it was like, so I would be thinking, I've got him, I've got the bastard, right? I'm in here, bang. Went in to get it, and suddenly he'd get up, and I'd go, not again, where's he going? And this slow walk around the room. I mean, terrible gloating.
Would you play the game with time controls, or there were no time controls?
Well, we had days to spare, so there was no time control. But he plays chess like he boxed. So he's very, very cunning. He's very quick with a jab. Boom, 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 boom. And before you know it, he's just all over the place.
Really?
He's a fantastic chess player. I mean, he would be able to give any serious chess player a game.
Do you ever play chess on the internet?
I'm going to start playing with him on the internet because he lives mainly in Jamaica now.
I see.
But
He's
terrific.
Okay, I won't get too into the chess thing, but I'm always curious because
Howard,
I
you
like to
should
play.
play
You should
Piers.
play Piers.
I would love to play Piers.
I would love
guys
to
should
play.
have your own internet league.
You play chess?
I do.
We should have a game.
I enjoy the
I
game.
think we should get Lennox in because he's brilliant.
Well, we will have a little round robin.
Let's
won't
get
we?
Lennox. Next time he's in New York, let's get it on. Let's have the Howard Stern Chess Championship.
Let's go, man. Come on.
We'll get Heather Mills. Yeah, we'll get
Yes.
George Michael.
All right.
That way we're going to get loads of stories, and she's going to skim us for our money. Perfect.
Well, I've never actually played someone of regular intelligence. I only play retarded people in chess.
Yeah.
And I always win.
But
You'll
he's
do
the
well with
champ.
me.
As long as someone has a low IQ.
Let me ask Piers something. Do you think it takes away from the fun to play on the internet? Because Howard doesn't play with a board ever, right?
Well, it
I
only
would
fun-
like to. First of all, in America, you can't find anyone to play on a board. So I go on this ICC, the Internet Chess Club.
Yeah, I know
It's
it.
a
I know it.
worldwide thing, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go on and you play different people. I would love to play somebody in person.
Go down to Washington Square Park.
Well,
The
no,
trouble
but
is, if
can
you
go
if
to
you don't
those
play
clubs.
with a real board, you can't chuck everything everywhere when you lose, which is quite a pleasure sometimes. I think, isn't
yes,
it? It
yes,
is.
Yes. Do you get embarrassed when Lennox Lewis beats you 32 times?
Oh my God, it was humiliating. But I thought I may as well write about this. I wrote about being beaten by Lennox at chess, and it was like, it was funny. Some people were like, "Well, don't be so surprised. Not all boxers are thick." Lennox is one of the sharpest guys I've ever met, and that's why he, in the end, I mean, it's interesting. Walking around New York with Lennox Lewis, because I've loved boxing all my life. And I'd forgotten, obviously, he knocked out Mike Tyson. And this was the big New York hero, and it was the biggest reaction to any human being I've walked with ever. It was incredible. And the respect for the guy, because he only got knocked out twice, Lennox Lewis. And both times he said to me, I went back and I beat those people.
Right.
And that was very important to him. So he beat everybody there was to beat. And it was this chess mind all the time, always 3 moves ahead. Great guy. The other great guy who I heard you do on here was Tito Ortiz.
Yes.
What a charming guy he was. Again, much smarter than you'd think.
Yes.
And he's got Jenna
Frank does.
Jameson.
Yes, he does. And who knows what goes on there. Well, let me tell you. Here's a couple of people want to say hi to Piers. And then, Jeff the Drunk, go ahead quickly.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, hi, Piers.
Hey, Jeff.
I was watching the show last night. The opera singer was awesome.
He was fantastic, wasn't he?
You're saying someone who sings the opera was good?
It was better than that. It's a guy who, by day, sells insurance, this guy, Neil, right? And then he just ripped into Nessun Dorma by Pavarotti. It was awesome. The word is there.
Nessun Dorma by
And I'm
Pavarotti's my
surprised-
favorite.
I can't believe Jeff the Drunk knows this kind of
That
music.
opera
Trust
guy
me,
was
Nessun
great.
Dorma is going to be huge.
Marianne from Brooklyn, you're on the air.
I absolutely love
Oh,
you
my
on the
God.
Celebrity for Apprentice. You against Omarosa. You stood up to Donald Trump.
Thank you.
Show. I'm a big fan of Simon. I absolutely adore you. And Howard, my Baba Booey song is on its way. Maybe Piers could judge it.
Yes, hurry up with those Baba Booey songs. Yes, Brandon, go ahead.
Hey, Howard, love you guys, man.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say, Piers, man, I've never heard of you before, dude, and you're a fucking funny motherfucker.
Well,
there you
fuck
go.
you very much indeed. Howard had never heard of me before.
Well, Piers is
Crushing
coming on
blow.
strong. He's coming on strong. In a couple of years, we won't even be able to get him on the show.
You'll always get me, Howard. I'm
There you
literally,
go.
I said to your producer earlier, I'm available not just now, but every day you ever want me.
Well, Piers, we might have to have you come in here and judge something the next time we do it.
And I'm available for anything.
All right, excellent. Piers, you're a good guy. I appreciate you coming on the show. Piers Morgan, America's Got Talent, Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock on NBC. He's living large with the big house, the girlfriend, and he hates Stephen Baldwin, I think.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's got a license to prim pussy, this guy. This is nice.
It does, doesn't it? You're
Yeah,
right.
it
Yeah.
sure does.
Unfortunately, I love my girlfriend, so it may be a bit of a problem.
Do you have any Playboy Playmates in your past?
Well, Tiffany Fallon was on the show. She was lovely.
But you
unfortunately, well, she slightly ruined things by announcing on day one she's pregnant.
But you didn't
by a
make love to her.
multi-millionaire rock star.
Oh, there you
It killed
go.
everything. On every level, I was finished.
All right, Piers, we'll take a break. Thanks for coming in, and
Hey.
good luck with the show. I hear it's doing great.
It was
America's...
seriously a pleasure. Thank
All right,
you.
Thanks, Piers.
Piers,
Survived, Howard.
How was that,
Survived.
man?
Fantastic.
looks like you made a new fan and a chess partner.
Well, I'm going to be playing chess with Howard and Lennox, and I feel like we've just bonded lifetime relationship.
So what did you like about doing Howard's show?
We can say what the hell you like, can't you? It's fantastic. And he just goes with it. In fact, the more disgusting and depraved you get, the more he likes it. And that was brilliant. You know what? Howard's a legend. I mean, in my neck of the woods back in London, all we know about Howard is there's one DJ in the world worth going on, is Howard Stern. He's the number one. And I've done a lot of radio, a lot of TV in my life. Now I've done Howard Stern. I can die a happy man.
All right, man, it was a great interview. Thanks for stopping by. What's up, man?
Hi, gang.
How you doing?
Welcome to my show. Thanks for having me on.
Jackie's here.
Yeah, I saw Jack.
Life's always great when you're Jackie.
Jackie Martling?
Yeah. Hey, Jackie, you want to come in? Or you're having too much fun out in the hall?
Me and Jackie saw each other outside, said hi.
I didn't see Jackie.
The funniest thing I read about Jackie. Oh, there he is. Always got the
There
smile on
he
his.
is.
Hey, Jack.
Hello.
Jackie, the joke man Martling. Everybody knows him and loves him. He's got a lot
Hi,
going
boss.
on. Hey, Jack. How's the show going?
Oh, do we touch?
Oh, don't touch me.
No.
Yeah, I forget what's on
I
your...
was special.
He forgot.
No, you didn't.
Did you?
How do I turn this up, guy? Right here?
Oh, you didn't put it up? Some things never change.
He's on fire for Carol Leifer.
Hi, Benji.
Well, he's old. He's going
Yeah,
deaf.
Carol can still hear. Jackie can't.
What?
Jackie finally looks older to me.
He does. He's gotten to be an old man.
The complexion.
What do you mean?
Like the skin is old now.
Yeah, he's old.
But still handsome.
He's still a good-looking guy.
Well,
But
thank you.
I was thinking, he said he was born in, I remember, Jackie always said he was born in February 48, so you're 61 now?
I'm 56.
and Jackie got new teeth.
Well, you know what? He looks
Not
like
since I've been here.
I don't know. They're new. Something's new on you.
Choppers.
Give me.
Big
You look like
choppers.
choppers. Give me a smile.
Wow.
But he looks like he should belong to the Friars Club now.
Do you want me to whip out pictures of all you guys from 15 years ago? You want to play? Yeah, you're damn right you
Fits
don't.
right in.
Hey, you're the guest. As a matter of fact,
Nose, teeth, liposuction. Why don't you just turn yourself upside down and walk on your hands, for Christ's sake?
by the
And
way,
you, I don't know what size you're going to be when I walk in here.
Robin lost a lot of weight.
Sometimes there's three of her, you know.
Yeah. But doesn't she look good now?
Please. I'm still sorry I never went there. Not like I had a choice.
By the way,
Am I safe with Fred behind me?
Yeah, you're good.
Do you like me today?
You're a good man.
He looks great. Look at him.
Yeah, well, he boxes.
When did he get so gray?
Yeah. Fred's all gray now.
Oh, give me a break. That's Zac Efron sitting on the couch over there, right?
Who's that?
You wouldn't know.
Artie looks good.
We got to go back to Fabian.
Do you dye your hair, Jackie, or are you?
Of course. I'd be all gray like Fred.
Let me see.
What hair does he have?
No, he has some hair.
No, he's got the Ben
hair.
Franklin thing
Of
going.
course, I don't dye my hair.
You don't dye your hair.
No.
He's got no hair to dye.
I'm on natural.
Is your hair gray? Turn around. I can't. There's no hair in the front anymore.
There's a little gray on the
No,
on
he's
the
still
temples.
blonde.
Yeah.
No, it's a little gray in the temples.
Yeah.
He's still blonde.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
still
me.
got that boyhood charm.
Yeah.
The funniest thing I read, so I guess somebody pre-interviewed Jackie, and there's not a lot to get out of Jackie in a pre-interview, but
I told them everything they wanted to know.
anyway, I was reading the notes on Jackie,
Yeah.
and it said, Jackie is very concerned about Artie and tried to call Artie a couple of times
Really?
to give him advice.
You see, I knew this would come back and bite me on my
I
head.
didn't say anything.
No, not you. I'm not saying you. I
So he
texted
said-
him.
So he said Artie never responded.
I didn't say that. You see,
No, well,
you couldn't tell the truth if there was a gun pointed
I'm
at
not trying to
you.
lie. Maybe I have it wrong. What did you try to do? You cared
I wanted to
about
go to
Artie.
lunch with him.
Right. You cared
Because
about
everybody
him.
said that he's in bad shape, and then I wanted to, before he died, I wanted to say at least I put in my 2 cents and said, hey, I quit drinking, and everything seems to be fine. You should try behaving yourself.
So Jack-
But then I
being
got so
last.
stoned I forgot.
And by the way, yeah, that's another thing.
He's still smoking pot.
He smokes more weed than ever.
Oh.
And so he's
So
quit
he just
drinking.
replaced
Yeah,
the booze.
I'm this big, cure-all.
Yeah, but he got sober, but then he started smoking more pot than ever. So you still
No,
get
I didn't
high.
start smoking more, but I didn't stop.
Right. How much pot do you smoke a
No,
week?
not a lot.
Oh,
No.
come on.
Just like when I was on the show, if I had drank as much as you, I had 45,000 Heinekens last
But you were
night.
an alcoholic. Why did you have to stop
Yeah,
drinking?
why'd you stop drinking?
Because I was drinking too much.
Right. So
No,
we
but
were
I'm
right.
saying I didn't drink as much as,
I mean,
the
you-
legendary status of,
But enough that your wife was buying books, How to Live with an Alcoholic. Which we found. He invites us over to dinner one night, and there's a
in all
book there,
fairness-
How to Live with an Alcoholic, and he
Is it
thinks
in the
we're not going to
bathroom?
say anything.
That was a book.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to deal with my brother who eventually killed himself. So I didn't feel like I really had to explain why that book was in my house. But that's why it wasn't for me. I'm not Bill, and I'm not an alcoholic. And
I
I'm
say
not
it was
AA.
for you.
Okay.
That's
You
what
never
I
went
said.
to AA, you just quit drinking.
No,
He
I
did.
read the book backwards and wound up drinking more.
No, he actually did. He quit on his own,
Yeah.
and he stopped drinking. When's
Yeah,
the last time you had a drink?
Cinco de Mayo, 2001.
Do you miss it?
Every second.
You do.
No, not even a little. Honest to God, not even a little.
And when people go and you're having dinner and everyone's having drinks,
The
what do you do?
first, it's so funny because when you first quit, you're like, I can't go out to a bar because everybody's going to know I'm not drinking. They're going to go, get out of here, you imposter, And I said, then after like a month, I said to Burf, I said, Jesus, I'm not going to sit home. So I went out to the bar and got a Diet Coke and put a swizzle stick in it. And all of a sudden I realized not only does nobody cares, but nobody drank as much as me. I thought everybody pounded them down. Somebody buys a drink and they walk around with it the whole night.
Right.
Nobody cares whether you drink it or not.
Right. So that's good, man. I'm proud of you for that. But anyway.
I don't even think about it.
So getting back to Jackie, so he was going to get a hold of Artie, and one of the things he was going to tell Artie was that on, Jackie's rap, it's very hard to stay in shape when you're on this schedule. And meanwhile, Gary said to me,
Wait,
you and Robin.
How do you get all this information?
Here's what it says. I'm going to tell you what it says.
I don't care what it says.
I'm going to tell you what it says.
Just because it's written down.
Jackie is concerned for Artie's health. He tried several times to have lunch with Artie, but Artie never returned his calls. Jackie thinks it's hard to live a healthy lifestyle when you work for the show. So Jackie's plan was to get a hold of Artie and poison him, like the old Jackie. Like he used to poison everyone.
You can't be healthy on this.
Stuttering John.
You were such a twisted bastard.
I need you talking to Artie like a hole in the head. I mean, thank God Artie turned you down.
Friday night, I'll be at the prime time in Sayreville. Come ask your questions, and I will explain to you everything that he's lying
Thank God Artie Lang turned down your proposal.
I wanted to go to lunch with the guy.
Yeah, and you'll sit there and turn him off and go,
That's not true.
Man, when I did the show, you got to get off the show.
You're a moron. You're a moron.
Meanwhile, Gary even said, Robin and Howard are the two healthiest people I know. Fred also. Jackie was the only one who had a problem with it. Fred is in perfect shape.
Yeah, Fred
I'm
never
in good
got
shape.
out of shape.
I'm not saying...
Robin's in great shape. Well, it's you.
But
you couldn't do the show.
I'm not going to defend something that you're fantasizing.
Then you're going to poison him.
No,
he has enough tough
It had nothing to do with it. I wanted to go to lunch with him.
You get a hold of everyone who works for me, and you poison them.
You're out of your mind.
I think more what Jackie would have wanted to talk about was this show and the road is hard to. That is hard to.
But don't listen
negotiate.
to him.
I know, but
you'll go down a path.
Don't go down in flames.
Can I tell you what really happened?
Two morons.
And you'll go down in flames.
Do not interrupt the show with the truth.
Jackie wants to see you fail so he can get his old job.
No, I don't think that's what he wanted.
That's exactly what he wants.
Exactly what I want.
Of course it is. Everybody knows it.
Well, maybe that's true.
Finally, you admit it.
Do you think Jackie would kill Artie? If I said to Jackie privately, if I went to dinner with Jackie and I said, Jackie.
If you did what?
If I did this.
If you went to dinner with me, right away the premise is off.
I went to dinner with you.
You went to dinner with me 10 years ago.
I'm going to go again.
I got 5 emails. I can't wait to go to dinner with you. You're so much fun. Can't wait to go to dinner with you.
I would have invited you out to my house, but you know what? You're such a jealous fuck. I know how you are. You get crazy with me, so I can't hang around with you.
You're
You get so
really
nuts with me.
Better to have dinner with him in the city.
Yeah, better we have dinner.
What do you know? You've never had dinner with me. You look great.
Of course I have had
I don't mean to interrupt, but you look great.
Well, thank you.
He is such a jealous guy. I have to. I feel the breath on my back when he's near me. So I have to keep my distance from him. I love him, but
and go to just a regular old restaurant.
Oh,
Don't
not a good one.
Yeah, no.
Look at you, rich Jew fuck. You're at a fucking restaurant. It's so fancy. Oh.
Go to Candle 79 where they don't have food.
Listen.
Rich Jew fuck.
Listen to me, Jackie.
You know I love you. You're so full of shit.
If I took you to dinner...
Nobody's a better liar than you.
If I took you to dinner...
No, you cocksucker. It's my turn to buy.
Right,
That's why I can't believe this cheap Jew fuck doesn't want to go to dinner with me.
We'll be at McDonald's if he buys. Listen, Jackie, I don't want you to buy me
I was even going to buy Artie lunch, and I haven't got a job.
I know. How are you living? Oh, you got your stand-up. You're doing things.
I have my own show on Broadway, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that one second. Let me finish this thought. I promise you. No, I promise you.
Fred will be gray by the time you do my plug.
I promise you, I will get to it.
It's so nice to be here. Can I say
that? It's great to have you here.
It's good to have you, yes.
But, Jackie, if I took you aside and I said, listen.
Kill Artie.
No. When if Artie's, having a hard time with heroin and this and that.
He said when? No. He didn't say if. He said when Artie dies.
No, listen to me.
He looks great, man.
He's doing great. But if I said to you.
It's week by week.
I saw him in the bathroom. Nothing to be proud about.
If I said, Jackie, if something happens to Artie where he leaves the show or whatever, and please, I want you to come back and do the show with us again. We got another year left. Do the year, and you would kill him, right?
Oh, sure.
Sure. He's a dead man.
That's why I don't miss booze, because I'm so busy mourning for being off the show. I don't have time to think about.
You don't have time to drink.
Right.
But if that happens, Jackie, could you please call me first, because I will gladly give you the job.
How would you kill Artie? Like, how would you do it? How would you kill him? You would take him out to dinner and then
I'd feed him to death till he exploded.
It'd be like in The Godfather. You come out of the bathroom, 2 shots in the head apiece.
Can I tell you something, Artie? Jackie's right. You happen to look good. I see this health regimen is working. You're looking like the old Artie. You're starting to glow a little.
I feel better.
He looks good.
I saw him from the back. He's standing at the urinal. I said, God, that looks like Artie, but he looks too good.
First of all, this place is
And
becoming...
I really did want to go to lunch with him. We don't know each other that well. I wanted to shoot the shit.
But why?
No, he did. He texted me.
call him
10
back.
million.
Hey, don't listen to him.
But Jackie, there's
This rich Jew fuck.
Jackie, there's 10 million drug addicts in the world that you could counsel.
I'm
Why?
not a
Because what? He
counselor.
took your job, so to speak.
Oh, you're a jerk.
Is that what
You
it
feel
is?
some kind of kinship because you sit in the same
absolutely.
chair?
Kinship.
Do you feel kinship with Artie?
First of all, I didn't take his job. This job,
Right,
it was
of course.
5 months later.
I'm
got
going
the
with
job.
Jackie's
All right,
logic. It's
Yeah,
Jackie's
yeah,
logic.
he's going.
Why not take a starving kid from Malawi out to lunch?
I got too many of them in my house.
Because I'm certainly not starving.
Yeah, please.
Tell me another. Seriously, why focus on Artie? Artie doesn't mean anything to you other than the fact that he sits in that chair. Why would you get started with Artie?
I wanted to.
Why? Why Artie? You have to stay away
What
from
other
him.
addicts have you helped?
Yeah, I mean, you will
I'm not
poison
sure, you
him.
know-
I know you don't mean you're a great guy, but you will poison
You could
him.
take the nicest, fuck you.
You will poison Artie, and then I'll have a mess
already
on my
poisoned
hands.
him.
Yeah,
I already poisoned him.
You poisoned him this morning. Jackie, tell me another thing that's going on personally. While you and Nancy are no longer together, your beautiful ex-wife.
She
you're
looks better than ever, by the way.
I saw her recently. You're
Yeah, with
still,
the nude pictures.
Yeah.
What?
You're,
Wait, whoa.
Wasn't she curled up on a beach? You
Yeah,
know?
we
She was
have some
covered up
pictures of
with
her
her
on the beach.
hands or something. But
Yeah,
How the hell do you see these and I don't?
because you're her ex-husband. But the fact is, you're still technically married to her.
No.
No,
You're
not
divorced?
legally. You're actually divorced.
And well, we're
It
legally
says here-
separated, and the divorce papers are actually literally at my house.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Because that's what I was going to ask you. You
Just
now have a girlfriend.
we didn't put the final signature on it yet.
You have a
They just
girlfriend.
got it. Yeah, I have a lovely girlfriend.
She
who's-
moved in with you?
Who's a huge fan, yeah.
And she obviously does not want to move in until you're divorced finally, right? I mean,
No,
this
she
is the
totally
reason.
moved in.
Why did it take so long for the divorce? I mean, you're talking about a lot of years.
We took a long time. There was no pressure. There was no reason to do it.
Who is this girl? The younger girl?
Oh, please.
You're not going to date someone your age.
What are we going to do? Come on. I'm rich. I'm famous. I got it all.
Every girl wants you. Who is this girl? How did you meet her?
You set the precedent. You get yourself a young blonde and fuck her to death.
Right.
He won't even date a girl who's the age he says he is. I just had an opening there.
Why all of a sudden are you Ray Charles? Take those sunglasses look so lost in that huge face. of yours.
How old is the girl you're seeing? Can you say, or does she not want her age?
24.
She's 24? No, come on. Really?
Wow.
Right.
Honestly, how old?
Is she really 24?
No.
She's 41 and she's beautiful and she's from San Francisco. And
How
she's
old
a
are you
delight.
at this point?
61.
Are you 61? So you got 20 years old? That's nice.
Nice.
That's the way to do it.
There you go.
Look at
That's
you.
how to
Look
do
at
it.
me! Look at you!
And is she on?
You hypocritical
And she
motherfucker.
loves you so much.
No.
Would you get married again?
I don't say no and I don't say yes. I don't know.
What does she do for a living?
She was working in title mortgage in San Francisco, and due to the economy, she lost her job, so that she was able to come out and visit me. We had a long-range relationship, so it was really safe. You didn't have to worry.
Was she married
You know what I mean?
before?
Because I knew she wasn't leaving San Francisco, I wasn't leaving New York, so you could open yourself up, because it was never going to happen. Then she lost her job. She came to visit, then she came to visit, then she came to visit with her cat. I'm like, oh, that's it.
Was she married before?
Like for 10 minutes, 1,000 years
So she
ago.
doesn't have kids?
No kids. And
So you're
she's-
not going to have kids with her?
No, but I don't say no firmly because I just read that D'Amato had a kid at 1,000 years old. So
Yeah.
I can't let
I mean,
him.
I don't see you at this point in your life chasing children. You're
I don't
60
see me chasing children at 25.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
no
you're
longer.
61 years old.
But I hate saying no because I love I love the concept. I really
You
know,
do?
my favorite thing in the world is my niece and my nephew.
It's hard to believe Jackie's 61. That's old.
I know. How could the joke man?
The joke man.
61.
I remember you when you were a young joke man.
I never was young when I met. I was 100 years old when I was 38 when we started working.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought you were so old when I met you. The joke
Do you have any idea how old you were?
I know exactly how old I was.
No, but I mean when I met you, you were.
I was like 30 years
built
old.
like a pear, and you looked like it was over.
You were so jealous.
Yeah.
He was jealous of your pear shape.
Be an old Jew. I want to be an old Jew.
Anyway, we used to joke about Jackie being old. Now he's really old.
He is old.
Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
But you look good. I mean, you look like you could, you look like
I
you...
feel so
How do you
chipper.
feel? How do you feel?
I feel. Well, I don't drink. I feel great. I
And
smoke
do
a
you
little pot.
still masturbate?
Oh, you know what? Honest to God, I cannot remember the last time I masturbated.
Really?
Do you miss doing the show now? I mean, are you willing to admit that you wish you'd never left?
I don't.
You know,
I don't
you made
say
the
I
biggest
would,
mistake of your life.
I,
Honestly,
You miss us. Tell us you miss us.
I miss you, and I love you all, and I really do. As much as you fuck with me, I love you, but I don't miss getting up, and I
well, no
love
one
my
misses
life.
getting
miss
up.
getting
I
up.
don't like getting
I love
up.
my life. I knew after 15 years, all I had to do was go to bed at 8 or 9 o'clock, and I would have had the greatest life in the world. And after 15 years, I knew I wasn't going to do that. You know, the definition of a moron is someone who has the same thing happen 99 times in a row, and they say the 100th time, this is going to be different. And I realized I was never going to go to sleep.
So you quit,
I went to
is
bed
what
at
you're
11,
saying.
11:30, 12 o'clock. Every night of my life, and I was so fried by Wednesday. I didn't quit. You know, I tried to get more money. I figured maybe I'd get it together and go to sleep. And you know, I was a hodgepodge. Plus, with all the booze, I was.
I'm
a
not
mess.
buying it.
Of course
Sorry.
you're not. You've been saying the same thing for 10
Well,
years.
I know things, but I'm not going to get into
You
it.
know?
Well, go ahead, say the
I'm
thing.
not going to say it. I'm not going
You
to say
know
it.
nothing.
No. I know plenty, believe me. Artie, don't listen to
Where's
him.
it stored in your nose? What are you talking about?
Now, you can see Jackie this Friday night at the Primetime Comedy
You want to hear a
Club.
great joke?
Go ahead. Let's hear one of your famous jokes.
A kid says, "Mommy, how come I'm black and you're white?" She says, "Listen, the way I remember that party, you're lucky I don't bark." What, you're a filthy one?
Yeah, you're a filthy joke.
I didn't even tell it right. You know,
Go ahead.
I got nervous. I tell you, my favorite quick joke is the guy goes in the library and says, "I want a book on suicide," and the librarian says, "Fuck you, you won't bring it back." Oh, here you go.
That's a good one. Boy, you got better. You got better material now.
15 fucking years. If one time you had to told people how funny I was,
that
I'd
was
be
good.
rich enough that I could have quit 2 years sooner.
You didn't work for me because you were unfunny. So that's the point.
The truth of it is, I loved every second there. Anytime I ever talk to anybody, I say, you know, the first time I went in there, it was me and Howard and Robin and Fred. And the last day I worked there, it was me and Howard and Robin and Fred. And the last day I worked here was as much fun as the first day, and it was exciting every time. And I, honest to God, mean that.
That's the
you know,
truth.
it had nothing to do, you know. We had so much fucking fun.
We did.
You know, but I was going to die. I really think I was going to die.
You weren't dying, believe
The
me.
show
You were
was going to
fine.
kill him.
No,
the show was killing
No,
you.
the show wasn't killing me. I was killing me.
Yeah.
I was killing me.
He couldn't
So
get
And
his,
I know you're dying for me to say it was
He
the worst
get his-
movie.
couldn't leave himself. He left the show.
Right, he couldn't get his life together because of the hours.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
He couldn't get it together until
You know
he
what?
left.
That is the app. That is the
Everybody
entire
else
story.
managed to not only stay strong and thin and healthy, but you couldn't do it.
You hear that?
Yeah, I know. I'm
Strong,
saying.
thin, healthy.
Right.
Couldn't get it together until you left. That's the story you were going to tell Artie.
That's a
no,
great
that
story
is
for
not
Artie to hear.
You're a jerk off. You're
Tell
as
me the
bad
dirty
as him.
joke. Tell me the dirty joke.
But what is this about Jackie on Broadway?
And don't miss Jackie's show, Jokeland on Broadway,
Ooh.
premiering June 10th at the, how do you say this?
Iridium
Jazz Club in Manhattan.
Did you ever
That's
go
not
see
Broadway.
Les Paul?
Yeah. Down there.
What do you mean you're on Broadway? You're not in a Broadway theater.
No, not Broadway. 51st and Broadway.
But when you say you're on Broadway, that implies that you're at a.
It's on Broadway.
Oh, that's like saying you're playing a Blimpies.
I'm playing the club where Les Paul plays.
Yeah, but that's not Broadway.
It's not shabby.
No, when they say Broadway, that means you're in a theater
Okay,
like
it's
Jackie
Jackie
Mason.
on 51st Street.
Right. That's what it is.
Jackie Mason was on
Don't
Broadway.
mislead-
Jackie Mason
Jackie
was
Mason
literally
was in a theater.
on Broadway. Oh, I thought you said. Oh. I thought you were saying Jackie Mason wasn't on Broadway.
No, he was. But Artie, am I right? Jackie's going
I
to
think when you
on
say
Broadway.
Broadway, you think the Brits Atkinson or the Neil Simon.
That's what
Theater.
I thought.
So it's a little bit of a wink goof?
No, there you go. There you go.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
The next time I'm walking down the street, I'm going to Twitter that I'm on Broadway.
Next time you walk down the street, somebody's going to twit at your Twitters.
All right, so
but
don't
Les
miss
Paul
Jackie.
works there every Monday night. I was there last night. He's so great. I don't know if you ever went to see him, but he's fantastic.
Les Paul was the inventor of guitar.
Right,
all that.
and multi-track recording. And
I'm
so
still
gonna
explaining
be,
what Jackie's talking about to the audience.
I know.
For more information on all of Jackie's shows, go
He's
to...
going to be where Les Paul is.
That's right. And somehow that's Broadway. Jokeland.com is Jackie's famous website. What I like about Jackie's website is there's lots and tons of jokes for free.
Yes.
You never charge the people. Free jokes.
You like that.
And recently you had another business fiasco. You created a Apple iPhone application.
Fiasco?
That's right.
It's going to make me rich.
It was Here we go
They
again.
rejected it.
Well, it's being it was resubmitted.
Is this another one of your Jackie, I'm going to get rich?
The guy I did it with is sitting in the other room.
Right.
Is my friend Dave Kaz. He invented the Pocket Guard, which was number one for 6 weeks, and now I think it's number two. It's the most popular application on the iPhone in the world.
What is a pocket
What's a
god?
pocket god?
It's a little goofy game, an application on the iPhone. It's incredibly popular. He sold hundreds of thousands of them, and he's a great guy, and they're huge fans.
And you're going to have
his
a
wife
Jackie.
is my girlfriend's best friend from San Francisco. That's the connection.
And you're going to have a Jackie iPhone
Jackie
application.
button,
It was
yeah.
rejected because the jokes were too dirty.
Oh.
No, the jokes were totally clean. We don't know why it was rejected. They were just like goofy kids jokes. You can't have dirty stuff on there yet.
Right.
So they're just like, booger jokes and snot jokes. And my noises from the show, like,
So
all
why
those-
would
Fred's noises.
Why would Apple reject the application?
We don't know. We don't know.
They don't give you an answer.
Well, maybe the poop noises were a little too real. Who knows?
Wow.
We don't know yet. We honestly don't know, but it's going to be a big
Could it
deal.
be that the jokes weren't funny?
It could be that the jokes were really horrible. But it's great because there's one section of kids' jokes, which is great. If
Artie,
a guy
why would
picks
they-
up a girl, and he wants to entertain the single mom, he can flirt with the kids,
Artie, why would they reject Jackie's joke iPhone application?
They heard I was off the Stern
No
show. They
idea.
said, fuck you, we don't
Well,
want
in the
you.
old days, Jackie would blame me. That's what I'm
Right.
getting at.
That's what I said.
I'm still blaming you.
When you couldn't get on a roast, you blame me.
So guy has sex with his girlfriend, and they get done having sex, and she looks in the box of a dozen condoms. There's only 5 left. And she goes, where's the rest of the condoms? He goes, I masturbated into them. So that night she's out with a guy friend. She tells him the story, and she says, did you ever do that? And he goes, hell yeah, all the time. She says, really? You jerk off in the condoms? He says, no, I thought you meant, do I ever lie to my girlfriend?
That's a good one.
And here's the best one.
Yeah.
A guy's going hunting with his wife, and on Saturday it's raining. She goes, I'm not going hunting in the rain. He says, you're going hunting in the rain, or I'm fucking in the ass, or you're sucking my cock. Now make up your mind. I'm going to go get the dogs ready. He comes back in the house, and she says, I'm not going hunting in the rain, and you're sure as hell not fucking me in the ass, so I'll suck your dick. And she starts sucking his cock. She goes, bah! Your dick tastes like shit. He says, yeah, the dogs didn't want to go either. See, I'm killing it.
Yeah, you're killing it in this room. Wow. Let me tell you something. Oh, Steve Jobs of Apple is on the phone. He wants to say something to
he'll
Jackie.
tell us why Jackie was rejected.
Steve, hi.
How you doing, Howard?
Yeah, what happened with Jackie's phone app?
Well, it's all wrong. We're going to use his joke application for the iPhone.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, it's going to help people fall asleep at night.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
It's a good...
I know that's not him because I know that guy.
Let's go to Bobo. Bobo, go ahead, say hi to
Hey,
Jackie the
how you doing,
Joke
Howard?
Man, who's about
Hey,
to appear
Jackie,
on Broadway. Yes.
Joke Man on Broadway.
I have a question, man. Does Fred harbor any deep-rooted issues with Jackie because he branded the title of head writer?
Deep-rooted?
Yeah,
It's
well,
right on the surface. What do you mean
Well, no, Fred doesn't really like Jackie that much.
No, I'm fine with Jackie right now.
But you didn't like the whole head writer thing.
And Bobo's trying to start something. It's done. It's over. It's history.
You like Jackie?
Yeah.
I love Norris.
All right.
Jackie's been gone for a lot of years. We all forgive.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. Look, Jackie, we're here to celebrate you today. Jackie the Joke Man Martling, we all love you.
I love you for having me on, man.
And let me say that why not go see Jackie on Broadway? You can see he has a repertoire of jokes. You can see he's updated these jokes. They are new. I've never heard these jokes before.
I did a lot of research.
Yeah.
The last couple of nights, I said, I gotta have some new stuff.
And this is Jackie at a club near a real Broadway theater. And it's fantastic.
51st and Broadway below Ellen's Stardust Diner.
He's going to be where Les Paul is, which is the cardiologist on 43rd.
Yeah.
And so you don't want the real story of what happened with me and Jackie. You're just going to... I did call him back.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I called
He
him
texted me
Well,
back.
I texted
and
him back, and I said he wanted to meet at a place for lunch. And I said, okay, I'd love to.
Sure.
And then I never heard back from Jackie, to tell you the truth.
That's not... Artie.
Well, no, I mean,
You said, I got a lot going on. I'll get back to you. That's where it left off. And I didn't want to hound you. You know,
we did text back, and I would get lunch with him. There's nobody.
But it sounds like you blew Jackie off, honestly.
I didn't blow Jackie off. It was at a time where I was blowing everything off.
I see. You were in the midst of your heroin craving.
I was in the midst of coming off it.
Right. You see,
and
Jackie.
it was bad.
That's over?
Yes, right now it is. Hopefully it'll stay that way forever.
Good boy.
When is the last time you danced with
Let
the
me
devil?
know when you have heroin again so I can drink it.
When is the last time you danced with the devil? Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Really? Dance with the devil.
Danced with the devil.
Well, it is. It's the devil.
It's the devil.
And now you drink. How much do you drink?
I drink heavily, yes. Thank you.
No, seriously, do you drink when you go out socially?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know we never had a drink together ever?
Is that accurate? Last time we were together, you were at my house and we were at a pool.
You
and you
never
were drinking.
drank?
You were drinking 2 beers at the same time.
But you weren't drinking yet.
But you didn't have a problem.
You weren't drinking yet.
I wasn't.
No.
All right. Yeah. No, I drink now.
I'll never forget Jackie.
I thought I put it down and you picked it up.
It's. I started drinking right after you left the show. I couldn't get along without you.
Now, see, if I was you, I'd say you started drinking because you missed me.
I
But
did.
you're going to say you started drinking because you were celebrating I was gone.
No.
See how you.
I opened up a bottle of champagne.
She looks great.
How could Jackie ever give up drinking? I remember him swimming out to the jetty with Piers in his mouth.
To say
like a Saint Bernard.
To say he had a drinking problem is putting it lightly. I mean, the man always had beers.
You know, I have another announcement to make.
He was in my pool. His hands are over his head with 2 beers.
Yeah, he's saving the beer.
He didn't want to get him wet. He almost drowned.
Let's throw Dominic in the pool. He's still pissed off.
Yeah.
No, this year, right now, as I speak, the jetty, gray for 20 years, is being painted sand, whatever color that is.
That's fantastic.
Sand
Wow,
brown.
it's
So
getting
you
a
think I
paint
don't
job.
have news?
You know, you're a great interview. You really are. I didn't
But
even
I
want to
am.
talk about
I
that.
am.
And listen.
Mayday.
Right. You're doing great. You're all over the media. I mean, you're
All over the
you're
media.
doing Facebook. You're doing
He's
apps.
with the new media.
I'm in the
You
Mike
really are.
Starr column. They're always throwing me in there.
It's all good. And your acting career is going well?
You know what? I said to Vicky last night, I said, hey, you know.
Vicky's the girlfriend?
Yeah, I said Venus in Vegas is finally coming out in DVD. She said, I don't want to hear it anymore. Because 3 times the guy said, listen, definitely promote it. It's coming out. We have the trailer. It's coming out. I said, listen, don't pull. I'm like
Venus
Charlie
in
Brown
Vegas?
with the goddamn football, Lucy pulling away the football.
That's a movie you're in, Venus in Vegas?
Yeah, and now everybody in the movie is getting famous. Donald Faison and Molly Sims and Jamie Presley. There's all these people are in the
about,
movie. And Jackie the Joke Man Mullen.
Morgan Fairchild, is she in that?
Not Morgan Fairchild, but I made out with Florence Henderson.
Jackie's like Mickey Rourke waiting for his comeback.
Yes.
He really is. He reminds me of that.
One of these days,
I
some
look
great
better than Mickey.
director is going to find him and put him in the right
Oh,
project.
and I'm going to be doing Leverage, the TV show Leverage. They're my friends. Dean Devlin and Paul Bernard and
I never heard of it.
my pal Tim Hutton that I haven't met.
What is that?
Leverage on TNT? Come on. It's a great show.
Do you know that show?
I do know that show, and he's right. It is a good show.
And
It absolutely
See, Paul,
is a good
did you
show.
hear that? Robin loves your show. Dean,
let's go
love
to Neil, who says Jackie is funny. Go
is
ahead.
this Neil? You're Neil?
Hey, yes, I'm Neil. Hey, Jackie, you're funny as hell today. I just want to know, how come since 93 when I started listening to Howard, you never said one funny fucking thing?
Jackie was always funny. I
He
have
was
to come to
holding
his
back.
defense.
was
But although
holding
he's
back
even
on it.
funnier now, he's coming into his own. You know, he was inexperienced back then.
Yeah, I have to grow into the whole thing.
Jackie is funny. And look, rather than repeat the plugs for 9 million times, you go to jokeland.com. You'll get all your information that you need about this coming weekend and also the big on Broadway show. I'm happy for you. And, of course, we will all tune in tonight on Howard 101 when Jackie does Jackie's Joke Hunt with his pals.
Facebook hunt
Facebook
tonight.
Hunt.
And I got to say, Gary looks great.
He does?
Yeah, he came. You know, he's running around collecting.
Are you getting
his,
soft?
He's running around collecting his thought.
I thought.
Don't you see how heavy he got? Looks terrible.
I was kidding.
Yeah, right. He looks terrible.
I thought he was Artie.
Do you think he looks horrible?
No, he looks great.
He looks bad.
There are times. Those are the times I miss
I have
Jackie
never
the
noticed
most.
Gary's weight because I have never been able to get away from those teeth, so I've never even noticed.
So you only see teeth when you
I
look
see
at
teeth.
Jackie. You never look at his
Those
weight.
are the times I miss Jackie the most. When we're ripping into Gary, and Jackie's not there to pile on
Seriously,
and
look
make
at him.
it last.
You know what? The
longer.
absolute truth. I know that the interview is almost over, and Vicky gave me that line, collecting his thought. That's the only reason I went into the whole thing.
Oh,
'Cause
so
I
she's
I
like
love
your
this
other
guy.
wife.
She's so funny.
She's writing jokes now, too.
She's
not your manager, is she?
What? Oh, soon.
Yeah,
We're
Vicky.
working on my new album, Snart, together. That's on
Gary,
MCD.
you did put on some weight. I mean, everyone
He did not. He looks great. Give him a break. He's half the size the last time I saw him.
All right.
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
All right.
I'm not going to stop him.
Boy, your observation powers have gone way down.
No, I haven't been here in a long time. He was very
open up
heavy
your
last
open
time.
up your sweatshirt. Let Jackie see the belly. That's some boy.
All right, I was wrong.
No,
Quivers looks great, man.
well, she has green drink.
She's not eating.
She takes enemas and colonics.
Are you still pooping away?
She's not, Jackie, she doesn't chew. She's on a diet now where they forbid chewing.
I don't. They don't. Well, whatever.
Wait, whoa.
I'm doing a detox with some people.
What, are you
and so
taking
I don't
anally?
chew for 21 days.
She eats anally.
Do you know that story about the guy who got his jaw broken up in a bar fight?
No.
And so they had to feed him with a
They
tube.
pumped it up the butt?
They had to put a tube in his ass and feed him through his ass.
Right.
That's crazy.
And after a couple of days, the nurse would wheel in the machine and put the tube in his ass and pump the food into his ass because he couldn't be fed because his jaw was all wired up. And after a couple of days, he said to the nurse, "Hey, nurse, have you got another one of those machines?" She says, "Yeah." "Why?" He says, "I want you to have lunch with me tomorrow." I got a joke for him.
All right, you're terrific. You're really on top of your game.
He really does have a joke for everything.
You do look great. Are you really? What's not chewing mean?
Not chewing. You don't eat food.
She
You
fasts.
just drink everything.
She detox. You missed it. It's a whole long
Is this
thing.
and you got Sabian doing this?
Yeah. Look at him. He looks great.
Did he lose weight?
Yeah,
You
he
haven't
lost
seen it?
40.
Didn't anybody ever explain to him if you lose 20 pounds, you gain back 50 pounds?
No, I've explained it a million times. He doesn't listen.
Nobody listens.
Right.
But she looks great.
Next month, Robin is eliminating breathing. She's eliminated everything else from her life. It's almost
What about
dead.
sex?
Oh, no. That's still on the plate.
Anybody I know?
No.
How's she doing with
There's
that?
something going on, but I'm not really quite aware of it. I know she's doing a lot of traveling. To get
Who's she
sex.
traveling to?
I don't know. That she doesn't tell me.
Where are your houses now? Staten Island still?
No, I'm in Manhattan and Long Beach Island.
Long Beach Island, Jersey? That's a nice place.
Yeah. it is.
How many houses do you have left after your divorce? You had like a whole cadre
Yeah,
of houses.
he owned the town practically.
Down to one.
You have one now.
I
She
one and a
cleaned
half.
you
One
out.
and a half. She did not.
Cleaned you out. You
You've
got
been
one house left?
And my mother's house.
Hey, you still have
I
it.
have a
She let you keep-
beautiful home on the water. I
She
have the
let you
most
keep-
beautiful. Why didn't you see my house if you ever decide you're going to be my
You
friend?
fixed it up? I remember I saw it
No, but
originally.
did he get the house with the peephole where you can see the water, or did you
No,
get...
he's on the water.
He's on the water.
How great was that? Come on, I got a water view. That was the greatest, man. Oh, I love those days.
She took all the homes except for
She took everything.
Right.
No, she's doing great. I love her, man.
All right. Well, she doesn't love you. Anyway, Jackie.
She should wear a mask.
Oh, stop.
I'm kidding.
You're doing great. I'm
You're gonna
happy
love my
for you.
girlfriend.
I
Let's
can't
go
wait to
out
meet
to
you.
dinner. You
Can't
fuck.
wait.
You
Can't wait. Out of all
you
the
could
people.
look me in the eye and lie.
No, I'm gonna go to dinner with you.
Yeah.
I mean it. I love going to dinner with you. I can't tell you how fun it is. Jokeland.com.
There has never been a day in your fucking life that we were together that you didn't laugh. Ever.
Always had fun with you. I said to you right before you quit.
So don't snidely say,
I said
"Oh yeah,
we're
we'll
on
go
a
to
plane.
dinner."
I said we're on a private jet to Vegas, having the time of our life, and you're going to leave. And you went, "That's right, I'm leaving."
That day he wasn't so
we
funny.
sat there and watched Dave Hawthorne 10 times in a row. I remember that.
It's so great. I love emailing you that we're going to go to dinner, and then we never go. All right, jokeland.com is the place to get all your Jackie information, and by all means, you got to go see Jokeland.
Prime Time Comedy Club this Friday night.
Yeah,
Please.
and also, it'll be very embarrassing to Jackie if he doesn't do well on Broadway, so go see him. Premiering
We
June
must
10th.
all go see Jackie on Broadway.
Jokeland on Broadway. I was there last night at the Iridium. So much fun.
Iridium Theater. All right,
It's
thanks,
not a
Jake.
theater, please. I don't want
Trying to help
people
you out.
disappointed.
All right, we'll be back right after these
Thank
words.
you, Hal.
Jackie, how'd it go, dude?
I don't know. I was pretty nervous. I don't remember anything. No, it's great fun. Great
So-
fun.
so-
It's always great fun to come in here. I love it here.
Even though Howard busts your balls every time?
Please.
What are the chances that you guys are going to go out to dinner together?
The truth? 80%.
That's not bad.
You didn't ask pro or con.
Oh,
No, of course. It's my turn to buy. Is it you?
And then also, you really have concern for Artie and his health, right?
No. I hope he dies. Enough with these fucking interviews. Let me interview you.
I'm not interested.
Okay. Neither am I. I wanted to go to lunch with the guy. So shoot me.
Hey, Art.
Hey.
What do you think about Jackie being concerned about your well-being and everything?
I don't know. I guess I'm happy if anybody's concerned about my
Do
well-being.
you think it's genuine, or do you think he's just trying to get back in that Jackie seat?
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I'll probably have lunch with him if he wants to have lunch, and then we'll see what he says. Maybe.
You're not going to blow him off again?
I hope not. I wish I had more to say about this. I don't know. I'm just in a daze.
So, Gary, when Jackie comes back all the time, Howard's always saying how, Jackie leaving was one of his biggest mistakes, and he would love to probably come back. Do you think Jackie's content with his decision of leaving the show?
I think he's rewritten it in his head enough that he's content with it. I mean, I think at the time he wasn't happy about it. I think he's been gone long enough that he's fine with the way his life is now. But I think if he were to be honest and look back and say, did you make a bad decision at the time, he might say, yeah, it was the wrong decision for me at the time.
And then when Jackie comes back, does it feel like, is there a feeling that, like, the old gang's back together? I know, like, Jackie's not writing jokes, but...
You know what? The first time he was back, it felt that way. He's been back enough times now, and we've been with Artie long enough that it feels nice to have him back, but it doesn't feel like the whole gang's assembled again.
Just like an old friend of the show.
Yeah, an old friend of the show, and it's great to see him, but it's like the old gang's sort of old now.
Whenever Jackie comes back on the show, Howard always busts his balls about how leaving the show is probably the biggest mistake of his life. Mm-hmm. And Jackie says it's not, he's okay with it. Mm-hmm. Do you think Jackie's really, like, at peace with leaving the show? Do you think he's fine with that?
You know, that I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I wish I had a nice, clever, cute answer for you. Like, you know, maybe Jackie sobered up and realized what he did. But, you know, I only hope that Jackie is happy, because a happy Jackie is a content Jackie, and a content Jackie leaves me the fuck alone.
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Sal Governale, and on Monday's show I came in and explained to Howard that I got drunk at a party, I drew jizz on a girl's face, the birthday girl, I played Guess What's in My Pouch, I took a leak in the parking lot, I punted a glass and smashed it, and he thinks I'm nuts and I'm crazy. It's just a fun night out. I'm not crazy, right?
Yeah, normal guy.
That's what I thought. So, check it out. I mean, doing these stupid things for attention like Howard said, it's not the fucking life. Am I right?
Sal has done it once again. Now, when he told you this story, I mean, and Sal, we're going to ask you about it, but Sal doesn't realize what went wrong for a little while. Part of him does, but in some ways, is he asking you to affirm what he did wrong or to point out what he did wrong?
I think sometimes he comes to me on that count. Like, I know he comes to me because he knows he wants to talk about it on the air, and he's willing to talk about it on the air, so he comes to me. But I think also there's a level where Sal sees me as, in some odd way, the voice of reason, and he does sometimes bounce stuff off me. Like when you said to me today, you told me the whole story, and then you told me the story about your wife, giving you the brush off during sex, and you go, do you think that she was mad at me? I was like, how you could not see that is shocking to me.
I'm a big believer in the outside perspective, really, because I've lost, after a while, years and years of people always saying to you, dude, you getting this? I don't trust myself anymore. And you're one of the guys in my life that has that, dude, are you getting this? Right. Like, come on, wake up and smell the coffee. And that's why I have a tendency to come to you. But with this story, I have to tell you, I told Richard a little bit about it this morning. Like how I punted a glass in the parking lot and did a pee move with my cock where it looked like a garden hose. And Richard goes, you got to tell Gary. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to. And he's like, why? I go, because I know where it's going to go. I know that Howard is just, that it gets painful after a while.
Right. When Howard said, I could tell for you, Howard said to you this morning, Sal, can I tell you a little bit about yourself? And you go, no, that's too painful.
Yeah. I didn't even realize I said that because that really, it hurts to hear those things about yourself.
Well, Howard did say that in some way you need to be the center of attention.
I know, and that makes me cringe because it's douchey, you know what I mean? That's just a douchey thing.
But you keep going back. I don't know that that's it, but that you keep going back there to that center of attention thing.
But I try not to. I'm really working.
You're trying to lay low at those parties.
Like, what's that?
You're trying to lay low. I mean,
you know what? The thing is, I really was, but I was on a mission before I got there. I said, tonight's hard alcohol, and I haven't done that in a while. I'm not doing beer. I'm not eating hard alcohol, and I just wanted to get to a happy zone and just be loose. And I didn't know it was going to take me to fucking, oh my God, to the chambers of hell.
What did you think was going to happen?
I I thought I just would get drunk and have a good time. I didn't know I'd get to a point where I'm insulting everybody at the party.
Like you made
that's the worst thing. And my wife goes, "Where does that stuff come from?" She goes, "That's buried deep down inside you." I go, "It really isn't. I'm not a hateful person." She goes, "No, you have a lot of issues because you go right to the things that people are thinking and you magnify them and make them so much worse. You make people feel like shit." And I'm like, that is the last thing I want to do. I
tend to agree with your wife because the way you were, I don't even know the people that you were talking about, but the way you were describing it, like you even said, I started roasting these people, and I don't even know why. It wasn't like they asked for a roast. And it does sound like some of this stuff isn't necessarily even funny.
Right. It's
and
just
there is,
mean-spirited.
They say that like alcohol is truth serum. I think that's bullshit. I think that some people use that as a crutch.
Right.
But it did seem to give you the license to say whatever you wanted, and there are some pretty hurtful things.
You know what I think? I think because of the whole no governor-governalities you call me.
Right.
I've been doing so well with therapy as the no governor, with putting the cap on the governor, that I think subconsciously this drinking gave me. You have to let it out. You know how you have to let a dog run once in a while? You can't keep it in the apartment all day, and you finally let it go. Maybe I think I drank because it would allow me to take the governor. Just not have the governor.
Well, it's an excuse.
Yeah, maybe it was, but that wasn't my intention. I didn't want to go there and tell a girl that she looks like she has a dead poodle on her head, and she doesn't. She's a beautiful person.
Can I just say the other thing that Sal came out of there and. Sometimes when Sal's trying to defend himself, he came out of the studio and he now starts stroking the TV camera. And sometimes when Sal's trying to either explain himself or defend himself, he'll pick an odd way to go, and then he just starts to roll. And he goes with it. Then it's more and more ridiculous, but he keeps rolling with it. So I'm sitting in my office and I hear him talking, and Sal's doing this whole rap about, listen, these 40th birthday parties, it's a lot of bullshit.
True.
People come, they don't even really like the person that's there. Everybody pretends to like them.
But I like them.
So, okay, but I said, I walked out, I said, Sal, I got to tell you, say that's true, right? And you may be right. Who asked you to come and expose that?
Right. Nobody. Myself. The person in my head after I have all that Captain Morgan, the captain comes out and says, "Go to town, boy."
But I'm saying, like, in other words, they invited you as a friend.
Captain Morgan told me to tell these people.
You may feel that way, but
I know.
We were talking about Sal. I don't even know if the story ever made it to the air, but Sal ended up he walks into a diner. And he hears a woman.
Well,
tell the story.
Well, I went into a diner and I waited for my wife to come, and there was this nice old Jewish lady next to me, and I'm just specifically spelling it out. She's a nice old Jewish lady next to me, and she says to the lady behind the counter, she goes, "Phyllis, how was the party?" And she goes, "Oh, it was great. Marie got engaged." And the old Jewish lady goes, "She got engaged. When is she getting married?" And the waitress goes, "You know, Marie, she's never gonna get married." And the old lady goes, "I suppose." So now at this point, I'm listening. I'm like, oh, here's an opportunity for me to chime in because I heard. So I go, "You know what?" I go, "That's brilliant." She goes, "What's brilliant?" I go, "The fact that these people are never getting married." I go, "You hear about all these retards, they get married, it turns into murder-suicide, dysfunctional families, but seldomly do you hear engaged people breaking up. You never hear about an engagement breaking up, you hear it about marriage." I go, "These people are geniuses. The hell with the other idiots that are getting married." So the lady sighs, and she looks up at me, and she goes, "They're not getting married because they both have Down syndrome." And it was just at that moment where I was like, "Oh my God!"
Did you explain her Captain Morgan wrote the bit?
No, and I wasn't. But
what
it makes sense.
What compels you to decide to chime in at that point?
But listen, you guys really think that?
It's not a big deal.
If you're at a diner, you're just fucking around.
Right.
That's what people do at diners.
But he was like waiting for something. I tend not to get involved in strangers' conversations, maybe from time to time. But this is that if I were your shrink.
What time of night was this?
It was in the afternoon. It was on a Saturday afternoon. It was about 12:30, and I was waiting for my wife and my friends to come meet me at the diner.
But Benji, there's an underlying thing with Sal that he always feels compelled.
But I don't
to chime in.
I don't care to really
give
talk. I'm telling. I said it to my wife. She goes, "You're crazy." I go, "I really don't." When I go to these parties, I'm thinking I have nothing. There's nothing interesting happening here, and that's another thing I'm dealing with therapy. My therapist says that nothing interests you except for something that has to be so cockamamie and far fetched. That's the only time your attention is caught. And I said, "Well, I guess it's true." He goes, "You have to start listening to people and learning about them and getting involved in them and respecting their thoughts and their feelings." And I said, "I know." But I have to be honest with you. I go to these parties. I'm like, I got to deal with this asshole. I got to deal with that asshole. I got to pretend I like this guy. I think everybody's like that. You ever go to a dinner with another couple? You want to take that butter knife and stab that fucking guy with the bad breath in the neck as he's talking to you about his shitty job and all the money he's making. Like, fuck you and your job. Die right in front of you.
Then why do you go?
Well, you do it out of the fucking pain in the ass that you marry next to you, who will bury you when you get home and rip you apart, and then you have to deal with that for 2 goddamn months. It's not worth it. So what do? Guys go out, we put on a happy face, we pretend we like everybody. It's like we're on Xanax. Like, it's the happy. We don't care. Guys don't care about that. You know what I want to do? I want to go home, watch some porn, jerk off, maybe go fishing with my kids, go to sleep, have a sandwich. It's simple things.
Sal, a couple times today, and even once here, you've mentioned that your therapist says you've made some progress. You've moved forward. Okay, how? No, I'm not being sarcastic. Well, I kind of am, but I mean the question. How have you made progress? Again, what ways do you think you're better? You talk about, I got to listen to other people. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do that. But you do it all the time. So how are you making progress in your or the therapist's eyes?
Okay, I think I'm making progress because what happened in this situation, I got really drunk and I lost it. I had to unleash, so to speak. But before that period, I started listening to people. I started looking at them in the eye when they spoke to me, and I started listening and absorbing the stuff that they had to say. And I don't know if I could say I forced myself, but I really tried to take a real sincere interest in what people have to say. And that was working. And I was doing that with my wife. I would come home and listen to these stories about her girlfriends, and it's not easy. But I did notice, in her defense, that the more I listened, the more I did sincerely get involved. It helped our relationship.
But how much of an effort does it take for you to do that? I mean, are you like, okay, I really have to concentrate? Like, is it a chore for you? How would you describe it?
It's tough in the beginning, but as time goes on, you'll get better and better. Because I told my therapist when I was a kid, I would be in the middle of telling my father something, and my dad would just turn his head and go, "Hey, Ralph, so what's going on? What'd you do this weekend?" Like, literally in the middle of me talking to my father. And he says that you have a little bit of that in you. It's like an ADD or thing, And he says that the way you remember that about your dad, your children are going to remember that about you. And that's what really affected me. I'm like, I don't want to be that person. Right. I really want to listen to my kids and make sure that they're being heard.
The thing I'm also surprised about what you talked about. Like, my wife and I go out with lots of friends, and I can say that I genuinely like the people that we go out with. We both seem to like the same types of people, and people we don't like, we just don't go out with.
Off.
So
yeah.
I can't remember the last time I went to dinner where I wanted to stab somebody in the neck with a butter knife.
That hasn't happened to me recently, but there have been I think because I'm able to kind of like dodge those situations. But the people we hang out with now, like the Red Ox and Cliff and his wife and the Kaplans, the Jew for Jesus people,
and your ex-friend Ian.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on him.
What was the anti-Semitic rant he was talking about?
I was just saying how I look, they're all Jewish people there. So I was the Goya. I do it because they throw out the Goya word. When you're amongst the Jews, they love throwing out the Goya word. And let me tell you, I was saying how I really appreciate the Jews because they're a little bit more dignified in how they handle things.
Did somebody actually call you that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Well, what did they say?
My two friends.
They said you look like a pinto bean.
No, like my friend Allison, she calls me the Goya, and then she gets mad when I say it back. She says, I said that I'm saying it wrong. It's like Goyam or something.
Yeah. Yes.
She corrects me. She goes, it's not Goya, you're a bean, whatever. And she never said bean. She goes, it's Goyam, get it right. Because she always throws that word around. And she's not racist or whatever, And I'm just sitting down, I go, hanging out with you Jewish people, I've learned a lot. I've learned that you're very, they're smart about how they handle things. I go, you do your drugs just like the minorities. You do your racist material just like the minorities. You have a lot of hate and a lot of this and a lot of that. I go, but you guys really know how to carry on a nice, smiley, happy face in the public eye. But when you get in your backyard, hey, you might not be drinking Ripple. You drink a little Manischewitz or something else, and you might not be smoking a joint out of a cigar. You're smoking it out of a fancy bong, and you might not be saying N-word jokes, but you're saying Schwarzer jokes. But you're doing it in a dignified way, contained in a situation where it's cool. And that's what I respect about the Jewish people, that they know how to carry themselves publicly and privately. A lot of respect for the Jews.
Here's my question. Why did they need to know that from you?
I don't know, because I was bored out of my mind and I was sitting around them.
It's a wacky theory.
Because I was
that
drunk.
no one solicited your views on the Jews.
I know, but I was sitting around a bunch of them, and what else do I have in common with them? We're not going to talk about lasagna.
Oh, because Jews don't know anything about lasagna.
They don't like ovens. I mean, what can I tell you? I don't know.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate, Baba Booey. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, Mike Ganji came in because he got in trouble in the studio, and we talked to him about his relationship with Howard, and he was bummed out about it, and he's pretty convinced that Howard hates him. So we investigated that whole idea.
Gary, has Ganji been beaten into submission at this point?
Yeah, I really feel like when he walks in, even before, I think before today, there were times where Ganji goes, sometimes I get the feeling Howard doesn't like me.
Yeah, I really do. So
we had that conversation not long ago.
There are times, really, and I don't feel this often, but there are times that I feel like Howard honestly doesn't like me.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? How could you be around for this long and have him not like you?
Sometimes I feel like it goes back to like when I used to work at his house like 100 years ago, and like, I don't know. I feel like, I feel like when I wanted to graduate from working at his house, I felt like, he thought of that as like an insult that I wanted to leave. And I think ever since then, he's never liked me in some way.
So I disagree with that. I know he likes you, but he does. Like, Ganji was working at ETV, television for like 8 years. And Howard would preface every conversation by saying, the guys, Robin Radzinski tells me Ganji's really good at what he does. I don't see it. Right. And so like he did something he interned for us for 2 or 3 years. He worked for Howard for like 2 years. And then he's done this other job for 10 or 15 that he's done really well at, and Howard's not buying into it.
Well, do you think that Howard always sees you as the kid who was working at his house or an intern versus what you've become, whatever that is?
That could be part of it. That could be a big part of it. But I feel like somewhere along the line, I must have ran over his cat or something. I feel like I did something that I don't know what it is, but he knows what it is.
You sent his dying friend a porn tape.
That's not.
No, he's still. It's really funny.
He brings it up, but you know what? I got to tell you, when he told me about that day, when I got called, he called me to his office. And again, this is my recollection of it from my side. He called me to his office, in a serious tone. He told me about it, that I'd screwed up, and I understood. But it wasn't like he yelled at me and like made it like had
because he doesn't yell at anybody off the air.
But it wasn't like he told me, hey, listen, you made a mistake. But it wasn't like it didn't feel like a big, huge thing. Like I don't feel like that was the thing that would make him hate me.
Yeah, but think of how many times it's come up on the air versus that one little meeting.
I know, because it's a funny story, and I think
and I'm going to tell you something. I was talking to somebody who had dinner at his house within the last couple of months, and he came in. He goes, "Did you ever hear the story about Ganji?" I go, "Do you not listen to the show?" He goes, "It's the first time I ever heard it." So it came up at dinner.
It's a funny story, and it's a huge f up. So yeah, so I think that's why he likes it. But I don't think that would make him hate me. And I think in some weird way, there's something I don't know what it is.
Then why would you be around after 20 years if you really truly felt that way about you?
Because I'm not 100% sure. I just have this feeling. You know what I mean? Like I just every once in a while I get this like weird inkling, like on a day like today, where I feel honestly I did nothing wrong.
You know what you did wrong,
and
today?
I feel like I got in his cross.
No,
he saw me.
Your visual presence set him off. That's exactly right. Ganji's visual presence just irritated Howard.
Right,
Gary.
And Gary goes through this a lot,
I was going to say Howard's gone after you many, many times during the years of the show. Have you ever felt like he didn't like you?
Yes, there was a period of time. Where I really felt like it was probably like a 6-month period. I remember it well. He was short with me during the commercial breaks. When I would come, see again, Artie and I have talked about this, but it's what you don't see and what you don't hear that could sometimes hurt the most. And you would go in the studio, and Howard would wave me off, or he would put up his hand if I started talking. Put up his hand, like it's almost like I don't want to hear from you right now. And whatever was going on, whether it was in my head or whether he was going through things in his life and he was mad and I was the focal point, I felt for a period of time that he had something against me. And it's very tough to deal with.
Ralph Sorella, you care to weigh in on this?
Actually, I do. Hey, now.
Hey.
And I have, let me make this clear, I have no personal information from being friends with Howard. It's never come up. But I feel exactly the way Ganji does. I feel like he's kind of, I don't know, had it in for him, or not like he's out to get him, and of course he wouldn't be fired, but there's some sort of dislike or something, some core kind of thing that he doesn't like about Ganji, and I always thought Ganji was like, and this is years and years ago. I mean, like Ganji always seemed to me like a hard worker, and really didn't get caught up in the whole, especially when it was bad years ago. The show was like everybody was turning everybody in, and you couldn't like cough in the wrong direction without being fucking thrown to the wolves. And Ganji was never like that, and I always respected that. And I never got I don't know, I never got why.
And I never used like the show for my own betterment.
Yeah, like Ganji's always been a stand-up guy, and I don't know where that there's some sort of resentment towards Ganji, and I could be, but I get that vibe. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. I get it too sometimes. Which is weird.
There's people way ahead of Ganji who should be disliked.
Yeah, I understand why Howard was annoyed that what happened this morning.
No, but that's not. I'm talking about years and years, like Ganji said.
Right, I feel like there's an underlying thing there.
But was there how long? Because when I started, I didn't feel that.
I don't know. I felt like it's always been there in some weird way. I
kind of think what Ganji was saying, like that he was at the house and what is Ganji working at the TV thing, not taking him seriously, and Ganji worked hard over there and proved himself and never really proved himself to Howard. Maybe I don't know. I just there was I think there was something there between the house and
aren't there only I can only think of two people that don't probably have that feeling that Howard dislikes them.
Who are they?
Way. I would say John Hine and Robin. I would think everyone else.
You think Robin and I are the only people who feel that Howard likes them and is not thinking that he may not like them?
Yeah, well, I feel that way.
What about JD? I mean, I don't think JD feels that way. I don't feel that way. I think there's a lot of people who don't feel that way.
No. I think what Benji's saying that we're the people. Aside from those two people, we've all gone through that at one time or another. Not
Maybe
like I don't feel that way, but I did go through that. I know Fred doesn't feel that way, but Fred has gone through that at times.
But I think Ganji's been feeling this way for 15 years.
But Ralph
now.
is the only one that clearly Howard likes. I mean, because he's his personal friend. So
that's not. I'm saying
clearly he chooses to spend time with you.
I feel Howard hates me sometimes.
Well, you just said you didn't feel that way.
No, but sometimes I'm saying Ganji. I think Ganji's had this feeling for a long time now.
Now, Ganji, since you have had this feeling for a very long time, you've known Howard 20 years. You work with. Would you ever feel comfortable enough to say, "Hey, look, maybe it's just me, but I really need to get this off my chest"?
No, I again because I'm not gonna bother him. Whatever it is, what it is, and I'm not gonna,
I could say one thing about what you said. I don't know if I did something at the house or ran over his cat or something like that. I mean, over the years, Howard and I have lots of conversations off the air, and never has he given me any indication in any way whenever we speak about you that he doesn't hold you in high regard. He always says, Ganji does hard work, or Ganji does a good job. I've never heard him give me even a hint of. Usually, after years and years and years, he might tell me, "Oh God, one time Ganji was at my house," but I've never heard anything like that.
Right?
No, I've heard that.
Joe in Boston, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, Ganji, I was going to say that maybe Howard sees you as an easy target, but now that I'm thinking about it, and now that there's comparisons to John Hine, and maybe Howard just doesn't like unprofessionalism, because that's what he rags on the most. Whenever you do something unprofessional, to my knowledge, John, since he joined the show, hasn't done anything or put himself out there that has come across as unprofessional, and maybe that's why he doesn't get the flack that you get. What do you think?
And I can understand that if that was really the case. If my worst offense is that I post I'm going bike riding on Facebook, really, is that unprofessional?
Then also the Miss Howard TV stuff.
Yeah, but you know what?
Again, there's people who are way more unprofessional.
Yeah, and really, I'm not overly, crazy. I mean, while it seems, you can bust my balls a little bit about being, hanging out with them, but I'm not super unprofessional. Unprofessional would be
fucking
me,
them, and that's never happened.
Or me groping them, and me doing something really inappropriate.
Is it just maybe he just enjoys goofing on Ganji and knows it gets sort of a rise out of you?
Well, and that could be, but I feel like sometimes when he does it, there's a real hinge of anger.
Maybe it stems back to when he used to make the interns have sex. You used to fool around with the interns pretty regularly. That could be where it stems.
He didn't make that's called rape.
Yeah, I didn't make anybody do anything.
Well, you strongly suggested that they.
No, I do. No.
Do you think it comes from? I remember years ago he used to goof on you, like how you grew up with a rich family.
Maybe. Maybe that's what he. Maybe I don't know.
He goes to that a lot.
Yeah, and again,
but not anymore.
Know.
Not lately.
Yeah.
He hasn't gone to that lately.
Now, Gary, you've gotten past this, obviously.
Yeah.
What can Ganji do?
Well, Howard stopped breaking my balls in that respect, or at least I stopped feeling that way. Do you know what I mean? My feeling had less to do with the on-air stuff and more with the off-air stuff, or stuff the way, and then that just sort of stopped. And then I was like, listen, any relationship of any kind has peaks and valleys. So maybe I was irritating him, or maybe it was all in my mind, but it just went away.
Is your situation where there are peaks and valleys, or do you feel like you've been in a valley for a long time?
I feel like I've been in a valley for a long time. Yeah, exactly.
So on Wednesday's wrap-up show, we talked about how I dyed Gary's beard. I came in with my doctor kit. I'm Dr. Dye Doctor, whatever you want to fucking call me. I think it came out really well. Everybody thinks it looks like shit. I don't really care. Gary should, make his own mind up. Check it out.
John, you're my friend, right?
Yeah.
Tell me what you think.
I think it looks like you were on stage in a play and you came off and somebody painted it on. It looks worse.
Right.
The gray I thought was fine, but this definitely.
Do you think that it could have looked better if I didn't go full black? If I would have sprinkled it in?
Hard to say. Probably. Okay. I mean, we're gonna get Ronnie down here. He's apparently the expert with his skull lunchbox beard dyeing.
Okay. Here's the other issue now that Howard and I were just talking about as soon as the microphones went off. He goes, "It looks ridiculous," and I said, "I agree." And I'll probably shave it. And then there was a discussion: is if I shave it, is there going to be anything on my chin underneath, any sort of dye stain? And I might have to wait a couple of days to shave it. If I shave it off, is there going to be black dye stain on my chin? Going to look like Groucho Marx?
There could be. Again, we'll get Ronnie in here, and he can answer.
I know, but I got to
question.
know because I can't shave it and then find out that my chin is stained.
Would you shave just the beard and keep the mustache?
No, I hate mustache. I hate the mustache.
We know how you feel about the soul patch. I'm not even going to ask about that.
I hate the mustache. So I would shave the whole thing.
All right, now describe the process. What was going on when Ronnie seems to know what he's doing when it comes to this.
No, he cracked open that lunchbox. He was all over it. He had the stuff and he was painting it, but I couldn't see what he was doing, and I was actually that break that we did it. That's the most important break of the day for me to talk to Howard about pitching guests. So I wasn't even paying attention to what Ronnie said. I was like, "Hey, do you want to have this one on? What about this? Charlie Murphy's coming in. So I'm doing that. I could just feel this cold thing brush on my chin. And Ronnie was applying it liberally. And then, Ronnie timed it out 5 minutes. Reminded me when my mother used to set the egg timer when she dyed her hair in the bathroom. And then I went into the bathroom and I was shocked. And he goes, no, don't worry. That black, now you're going to shampoo it out.
And after shampooing it out?
Well, the first thing when I looked at it was that there, and again, this is no cut against Ronnie, that there were spots that were missed. Mm-hmm. There's a big gray spot underneath that doesn't look natural. So I thought, okay, I could always go back and touch that up. But then I was looking at it, and I'm like, it's not really the right color. And then Ronnie told me, which is probably what he went through when we nailed him on the air at Goofed on His. He's like, you got to play with it. It's adjustment. You see that happened. Let it grow back. Now maybe next time you don't put as much on. He gave me a comb. Apparently, when the dye is in, you have to run the comb through it. It helps it get in more naturally.
So that skull lunchbox kit has a lot in it. It's not just the dye and there's attachments.
Yeah, he's definitely been doing it enough to know how to do it, and he thought that he thinks it looks good, but I probably could get it to look more natural if but again, the whole point of this thing was I want the best part about having this is it's half the time to shave.
Now, did Ronnie on the air, he was talking about the different color choices he had. He did give it some serious thought. Again, he's going to come in. I know I keep saying that, but I'm sure he went and looked for the right mix and really tried to make it look good on you.
We talked yesterday, and he said, "Do you want me to get black?" And I said, "No." And I've cracked this joke 1,000 times. Craig Gass dyed his hair once, and he used the blackest black there was. And for a long time, we would just say, him and Joey Ramone had the same color hair. I used to call it Craig Gass black was the color. So it's so shocking when you dye your hair black. So I said, I think it's dark brown. And then he went and looked, and he said that dark brown is too brown, and that there's jet black, and I forget what this one's called.
Black, or regular black.
Regular black, real black, black as night. I don't know.
Obama black.
Benji, what do you think of the dye job?
What are we doing to you tomorrow?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was one of the people that thought Gary's goatee looked nice the way it was. I kind of
everybody seems to agree now. Oh, it's too white. It's too white. Then everybody's like, yeah, we should bring the white back. But you can't bring the white
Gary
back.
pointed out. I don't know if you said on there. in the photo, it does look a lot better. I just guess in person, you see more like it. You see it on the skin.
Well, I'm going to go with how it looks to people rather than how it looks in a photograph.
Now, do you think everyone's being honest with you about how it looks? I mean, Howard questioned Artie, do you like it or don't you like it? Do you think everybody's being straight with you?
Yeah, because why would anybody be nice around here?
That's a good point.
You know, in other words, Howard has given everybody the perfect opportunity to say what they think. Like, Teddy, I saw you. What did you say when you saw it?
Well, I liked it. I said it looks really natural because it didn't like just dye every hair jet black. But he didn't do any of your mustache whatsoever, right?
He said right.
Well, that's the problem because he should have just maybe touched a little. It looks like, honestly, from far away, it's just really dark on the bottom.
Yeah.
It would look great if he just finished it.
And Howard made me feel really self-conscious when he mentioned Jack Gordon's name, LaToya's ex-husband, because, I mean, God rest his soul, when that guy used to come in, the first thing when he walked out of the room, we talk about, he had like a jet black goatee and then all sorts of weird colors in his hair. And it was so obvious that he was dyeing it horribly, and no one ever said a word to him about it.
All right, let's take a couple calls. Bill in Rome, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, now, guys.
Hey, Bill.
Jerry, now I've got to bust your balls, but listen, how the fuck can you look at Ronnie with that calico, what do they call them cats?
Calico.
Yeah, well, one of them on his fucking face and ask for advice.
But, you know, I didn't ask for advice. This was decided by the show that Roddy would do this today, and I said I was up for it.
You know what you got to do? Look at him and then look at Mike Walker, because Mike Walker's got the same thing going on.
Right.
And look how they look. And you don't want to look like that.
Right. Mike Walker's got a different color beard than hair. I've noticed that in his picture.
They got 15 different color hairs in their goatee.
Right. Maybe, you know, I could make this lighter, but now I got to wait 2 weeks for it to grow in, trim it, get it back to all white. It'll probably take a month to get it back to all white. It's probably coming off.
We have the expert now joining us, Ronnie Munn.
Expert, yeah, real expert.
Ronnie, how do you think your job turned out over there?
I like it. It like the bottom part is darker than the mustache, okay? Because the mustache is not as thick as the beard yet. He should have waited until his beard was fully grown in before he did it.
If he shaves it now, is there going to be dye on his chin?
No.
Well, you got your answer there.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I've never done it, so I couldn't tell you.
Can you describe?
But then again, I got some on my finger,
and
it's still there.
Oh boy!
You know.
Now, can you describe?
See, that's one way to make him keep it and grow it in, and he'll see it's much better.
I might wait till the weekend to shave if I decide.
No, but you know what, Gary, give it some time. Seriously, let it grow in more, and then you got to get the feel of how to do it the way you want to do it, how you want it to look. If you want it to look more natural, you don't put as much on in spots. Like when it grows in, you could see like your mustache pretty much is all black, but then the bottom part of your beard is all gray. So you don't really do much on your mustache. You just you do a little bit, and you leave parts of it so gray, and you get used to it.
Ronnie, how much trial and error did it take?
They could say mine looks like shit, but I really don't give a fuck because I like it.
Well, how much trial and error did it take for you to get it right? Because you sound like an expert on it.
I fucked it up quite a few times.
How so?
Like Bob Levy came in here one time and said, "Dude, what the fuck did you do? Did you just paint your face?" I know he was breaking my balls, but he was right.
You got the wrong color?
No, I got the right color, and what I did was I really put it on real thick, and I left it on like an extra 3 minutes. And the more you leave it on, the darker it gets. You're supposed to leave it on 5 minutes and then wash it out.
All right. Now, can you describe that kit for the audience? You had
my little skull kit?
Yeah, you had a black lunchbox with a skull on it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about the skull thing in a second, but what was inside? Like, what did you have? What's in the hair dyeing kit?
Well, it's the dye, and then it's a neutralizer, two different tubes. You got a tube of dye, a tube of neutralizer.
Okay.
Then you got a little cup that you put the shit in to mix it. Then you got a brush with a little thing on the back that you mix it with. And then you got the brush part. It's a two-sided thing.
It's pretty involved.
Yeah, it takes like 5 minutes. It's once you get the hang of it, it's 1, 2, 3. You jump in the shower when you're going to do your shower or whatever. Boom, you're done. It's nothing.
On Thursday's wrap-up show, a lot of the conversation was about Scott Salem, his lack of urgency, and what he did wrong today during the Mike Walker segment. And I think almost everyone from the show stopped by to let Scott know that he was wrong, and Scott defended himself. And when Scott defends himself, he gets a little testy. Here it is.
You think Scott deserved to get yelled at, no matter what?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the Howard Stern show. We were going into the Mike Walker segment. Scott, A, didn't have Mike Walker ready to go. B, didn't have an excuse why he was ready to go. And C, took him 5 minutes to get it ready. So I could see why Howard was annoyed and why he yelled at Scott. I get it.
Well, thankfully, Scott Salem is here to defend himself. Scott?
Just go fuck yourself. I mean, come on. First of all, I did have an excuse why it wasn't ready because I was working on. We had a problem with the news all morning, and yesterday I was still working on it for Robin. We couldn't get any of the.
Can I stop you there? I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Is there no one else that can do this when you're?
No, I could have
down?
done it, but it did. Every week I always remember. I
forgot.
I have to call engineering.
Scott, right.
I'm not the one that has to connect Mike Walker, and all I have to do is make a phone call and tell them connect Mike Walker. I forgot to make the phone call. Will usually will remind me if he. I mean, if I don't do it, he'll remind me anyway, or if I do it, he'll remind me.
Do you understand why Howard was mad? And do you I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I don't need you saying I deserve to be yelled at.
No,
I know why he yelled at me.
I was sticking up for Howard. The guy said he was cranky. I said, well, he deserved to be cranky at you.
Yeah, I was something was supposed to be done that wasn't done.
Okay.
Of course he's going to be mad. I didn't say he shouldn't be mad, but I wasn't laughing at the fact that he was mad.
No, I didn't think you were either.
I wasn't, happy about it. I get pissed at myself for not getting these things done. It should have been done. I was, involved with something else. Will, we work together, me and Will. If he forgets, I remind him. If I forget, he reminds me.
You could put. Here's a suggestion. You could put a standing alarm in Lotus Notes for 9 a.m. every Thursday, and it'll just pop up.
Right,
Scott. I want to know how you felt when Howard said this. Hit 2, Ted.
Scott's so fucking busy. He can't be bothered. Holy cow! How long have we been doing this?
A long time.
Yeah, I mean. Come on, huh? It's funny, right? Is that why you're laughing?
It's not funny.
It's funny.
It's not funny.
You don't care. You don't care if you ruin my show.
Why do you say I don't care?
Because you don't care. That's why I say it. You don't care about being professional.
It's furthest from. I do care. That's why I'm upset too. I wasn't laughing. I care very much about what I do and how I do it.
You weren't laughing?
No.
At that point?
I had a smile on my face, but I wasn't laughing. I mean, it's not funny when I fuck things up.
Is it more of a nervous
It's funny
laughter?
to everybody else when I fuck things up.
No, but it could be was it nervous laughter? Like you just have Howard staring at you?
Probably nervous laughter. It wasn't laughing because I thought it was funny.
Gary, how pissed does Howard get when something like this happens?
Well, what happens is once he decides that he's pissed and he verbalizes it, it really does seem to build. And it's got to sort of run its course, and it builds, and the more you try to slow it down, the more it builds. So Scott was sort of right to not fight back, admit guilt. But sometimes you sit there, like even with Ganji the other day, Howard was getting mad at him, and he goes, I know, you're right. I know. He must have said that 10 times, but it doesn't stop it.
Right.
You just have it's like an avalanche. It stops on its own, and you can't really control it.
And also, Ganji was so disingenuous with the apology, too.
Sometimes Howard tries purposely to push your button to just get you riled up, to get you to explode. And I know he's done it many times to me over the years. So this time I was wrong. I did something wrong. I'm not going to fight back and get mad. I'm wrong. Okay, you got the right to yell at me.
Scott DePace, you really feel that Scott is unprofessional or doesn't take responsibility for his mistakes?
No, I think there's a he makes mistakes with us every once in a while. He's got one of his jobs is to set Howard's board up for us so that we can get the right type of audio feeds that we need. The other day he messed it up, and when I went to him to say, "Hey Scott, you messed that up," he was just really like a blank wall, like he didn't care. He was like, "Oh, I'll fix it later." And I just
true.
was like,
listen, we talked about this in our office before, and unfortunately for the setup here, it's not nearly as much fun as it was at K-Rock, because at K-Rock, Scott was all the way down the hall, and when Howard would scream and yell, and we would all marvel at the lack of urgency in Scott's step. Like, you've seen me, like, I've almost knocked people over running into this. Howard goes, I need this. We've all almost knocked people over, and Scott moves at his own pace, man. Nobody's making him go any faster.
It is the most frustrating thing, too, when you feel a sense of urgency that you don't feel is being shared by him, because again, I'll run in and I'll be like, Howard needs blah 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 up on Gary's page now, and he just stares at you.
He interprets it, he processes it, and then he sighs and he goes, all right.
Let me explain.
Hold on, let the gentleman defend himself.
It was already past the time that it could have been corrected, so I said I couldn't run in during the middle of the show.
unless it's an emergency.
Yeah, I'm not talking about this particular incident
But
today. I'm
just
talking about
explaining it to
a
him.
general overall.
It was
attitude.
like, okay, I know what's wrong.
Exactly.
I can't do it.
Okay is not what I want to hear. I want to hear first. I want to hear I'm sorry. That's what I'd like to hear.
Yourself. I'm sorry. Don't fuck
Truthfully,
yourself. I'm
I
sorry.
want to hear that you care.
I'm not going to apologize to you.
You said okay. Okay doesn't do anything.
Well, what was
Yes,
the
it
problem?
does.
Tell me what the problem was.
He made our job a lot harder in the editing process. Not necessarily mine, because
Not yours at all.
But okay, but what was it?
Basically, we had music ended up being part of our audio mix that we don't want to be part of audio mix for rights reasons.
So that was an accident on Scott's.
It was an accident on Scott
Salem's
That's
part.
happened a number of times. Recently,
Well, it happens
a lot better.
It happens, but it happens because we have to do certain things for our board where it'll screw you up, but we need to do it. And purposely, we need to do it, so it'll screw you up.
And we know when those
purposely.
times happen.
And this was a particular time where we had.
No, you just forgot to check the board that morning.
No, I did check the board, and I explained to you that we had everything
That's what you told me.
on Monday morning. Everything was in disarray because the power was off all weekend. So, in the process of checking all the equipment, I didn't check it 3 times to make sure that I really.
So you checked it twice and it was okay? When it
I
wasn't?
did because I went back. I had to go. No, I had to go back and double because we had things that weren't working, and I had to give myself all of those buttons that I had to push to check everything out.
So I think if I'm listening to this, I think what Scott DePace is saying is the answer is, hey, it was a crazy day. A lot of shit went down.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed it. But I understand your explanation.
I
That
said
it was,
that. I said that to him.
That-
I said
you
okay. I said
exactly,
I didn't-
okay.
I said okay. I'll take care of it. I was, we had a shitload of stuff going on this morning, and I missed it. So
You said it was more like, okay, I checked it this morning. I guess I missed it. And you walked on.
That
was
sounds like
what do you want me to do? It was already done.
It just- it really
What, am I
makes
going to
it-
get down on my fucking knees and suck your cock? I mean, come on. You want a golf ball or a tease? Maybe I give you and make up for it.
comedy
Come
by
on, get
Scott.
the fuck out of here. I mean,
you really made
Okay,
a lot
you
of
told
people's
me.
jobs hard, and I wanted
It's
to
not
feel
that
a
hard.
little
You have other
sense of-
feeds that you have other direct
They need
feeds
to
that-
rebuild every goddamn
All right.
audio
Yeah,
feed to
okay.
make it right.
So it takes 10
I wanted to
fucking
hear a
minutes
little
more.
bit more of a I'm sorry.
Holy
but
shit.
I'm totally on the Pacers side on this one.
It's like what?
All right, how do you check something? I'm sorry, Jeff. But how do you check something
The
twice?
last time I checked it, I had to do something after I checked. Forget it.
Wait, guys, hold on. Give Scott a chance to explain himself.
Give Ronnie a chance.
We found something that wasn't working, so I had to go back and press the buttons, and then the show started, and I forgot to reset it up the way it should have been.
Understood.
That's what happened. I checked it again. It was all working right. Everything was fine. Something went wrong. Something wasn't working. Now I had to go back, push those buttons that shouldn't have been pushed to do some other work, and then the show started, and then it's getting my mind to go reset everything.
But at the end of the day, what Scott DePace is saying, at the end of the day,
I don't show concern. Of course I show concern.
It was your mistake, but we understand that it was a busy day and that there were a lot of things going on, but it was your mistake.
I didn't say it wasn't my mistake.
But I guess he's saying like you would have gone, hey, sorry, I fucked that up, but I'll fix it, instead of...
I said, okay, I'll fix it. I mean, what else can I fucking do?
Sorry.
He wants the apology.
What do you want me to say? Okay, I'll leave it the way it is?
No,
All right, fuck you. I didn't say
Scott,
fuck you.
He wants the apology.
He's not getting a fucking
more
apology.
it's more than the apology, though. He wants to know that
You
you're.
fucked up my audio this morning with humming cameras. Did I hear an apology? Holy shit.